Hello.
Oh, we started?
Yeah, well, you said start, so I pressed start. It's recording.
Okay, well, just to jump straight in, the elephant in the room this week is that you would trade all of your close family and friends to be a billionaire.
Yeah, so that was that's where this. No, Jordan, you can come in. You're part of the conversation. You don't have to hide yourself. Okay, wait. We'll get back to the billionaire story. Jordan is here again this week.
We're very excited to have her back.
Yes. I'm just excited to be here.
Oh my God. Us taking like several hours of Jordan's time and she's still like, yeah, I'm excited to be here.
No, I've been looking forward to this all week. And like, I'm like, should I catch up on like my pop culture news? And like, should I watch some movies or something beforehand so I've got some things to talk about?
Yes.
Oh my God, I love it.
The answer is no, you can put zero effort into this.
Like me. I just show up, look pretty, and then leave. Yeah, okay, wait. So my billionaire story was we were talking about how Kylie is 1 week older than me. Oh, and I said...
And then she fucked Drake.
Yeah.
How wild is that?
Oh my God. Truly wild.
Crazy.
Truly crazy.
She can no longer be Nicki Minaj. Never fucked Wayne and never fucked Drake. All my life, man, fuck's sake.
If I did, I'm a Minaj with him.
Let him eat my ass like a cupcake.
Oh my God, I don't know the words. I feel left out. No, and Chelsea was like, well, but would you rather be a billionaire or would you rather have us as friends? And I was like, look, me, I hate
She
capitalism.
was like, Maddie has left the chat.
Yeah, I was like, on the one hand, I hate capitalism. On the other, I think I would trade everyone I know for $1 billion.
Literally, like, I'm sorry, but I am capitalism's bitch. Like,
Yeah.
I try to be, as we were just saying, I try to be socially conscious, but we were brought up in this.
Yeah.
We were conditioned by capitalism.
Are we really the problem? We're not the problem.
It's the big corporations' problem.
Exactly.
Oh my
Look,
God.
already like a minute in, we've got a great front runner for title of ep, which is Capitalism's bitch.
Yeah, truly, God.
Anyway.
I just love things and stuff.
You're
and
talking
knickknacks.
to a hoarder, so.
Truth.
Oh my God, my boyfriend shades me so much for being a hoarder. But I can't help myself. I just love things.
I love things.
Like, I don't know, this is a weird thing, but like, if I ever get given anything in a box, like shoes or anything that has like a semi-decent box or even a nice structured bag.
Yeah.
Not a nice structured bag.
Like a nice structured bag. So... Like, Maddie,
I'm with you. No,
you might
I'm
have
with
been to like bras and things or something.
Yeah.
You know the bags that you get from bras? It's a nice bag. We've got a ribbon handle.
Yeah.
I can't throw
It's a
that shit
weighty
out.
paper.
It's really true.
There's paper.
It's, yeah.
I can't
I'm
throw
with
it
you.
away.
I am with you.
What am I going to use it for? I don't know, but I'm going to keep it.
I feel you.
Maybe a present, like later
Exactly.
on. You can, like, wrap the outside of the bag so there's no bras and things.
Yeah.
Logo. I don't know. Just
Don't even
spitballing.
do that. Literally on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Marianne
Stop.
Cosby, who's like an actual cult leader and actually insane, gifted
Just
all of
throwing
her
that out
friends these custom aprons and stuff, and she gifted them all in Louis Vuitton bags.
That's so
Oh
funny.
my
like
God.
Louis Vuitton shopping bags.
That's so
and everyone
funny.
was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe she went to the extent of getting us
Imagine.
custom Louis Vuitton aprons and stuff for this cooking class." And in the confessional, she was like, "No." And the
That's
producer was like,
so
"Why were they
funny.
in Louis Vuitton bags?" And she
Like,
was
why
like,
would they think that?
Yeah. But she's
Wait, you
like
thought
an
it was Louis
actual-
Vuitton?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, we give you that
Why did you
impression.
think that?
Oh, God.
Wild.
Truly wild.
Okay, wait, no, the real elephant in the room this week
Oh.
is that you started the podcast without me being able to give us a song.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, go.
I go ooh ooh, you go la 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 la.
I can
la 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 la. I wanna get what I want. Don't stop. Thank you.
I'm glad we all stopped at the same time. Like, imagine if someone just kept going.
I was honestly...
I would
Sometimes
see
she keeps
myself
going
out.
and it's really
I'd
awkward.
see myself out.
Iconic. No, you gotta own that shit. You're like, yeah, all right. It's my solo. Okay.
Okay, I'm satisfied. We can continue now.
Okay, cool. All right, topic one.
Topic 1. Do you have a
Yeah.
topic?
Okay, wait.
well,
Should we actually address the Kylie and Drake situation of it all? Did
What do
we
you
talk
mean?
about that?
I
on
love
the
how you
pod?
said that like you're like integral part of the drama. Like you were like a friend that witnessed everything.
I'm the one who sent it on to you, so...
Okay, so we're going to take a moment to be serious on the podcast. I think we really need to address the situation. Okay?
This is a public apology.
Well, you're the one who brought it to me, so you...
No, okay, well, I don't know any more
Okay,
information.
do we think that this is secretly Kris Jenner leaking it to just to
Literally?
detract from
Okay.
Astroworld?
Iconic.
That's honestly a high chance.
Allegedly.
But we were
Don't
talking-
sue me.
Well,
Allegedly.
Jacob Elordi never sued, so...
Oh!
I see anything with him, I always think of you. I'm like,
Oh my
wow, that was a
god!
great
Every time I
story.
see him, I just get like not triggered, but I'm just like, oh, you're so successful. I love that for you.
Oh god, that's so funny.
Yeah, no, we were talking at lunch and we were like, I don't know if this is manufactured or not, because on the one hand, it's like so much press and so much attention and so drama, which of course the Kardashians love because that's part of their brand. But on the other half, like the other flip side, we're also kind of like, this is like legit real like life ruining drama stuff.
Yeah.
Like how often do the Kardashians, even in 20 years of a reality show, actually let us see?
Yeah, especially
dirty stuff.
Kylie. Like Kylie's
Especially
pretty.
Kylie.
She
Yeah.
keeps it like her image very.
Literally.
I feel like after her King Kylie days, after like her reality TV show, like Life of Kylie, she went really not boring, but like definitely started showing us less of her personality
Yeah.
and was very like pristine and
Yeah.
always glammed up, and like you saw what you wanted her to see. She,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You saw what she
literally-
wanted us to
yeah,
see.
she literally, her first baby, didn't she literally hide it?
Yeah.
Until she had it, and then she released the video. It was like, next thing I knew, I was pregnant. Me, whenever I see like a photo of Chris Evans. Me, whenever I see a photo of you two.
Okay, no, wait. Did I tell you he was in Don't Look Up? Chris Evans?
No, but I did know it.
Oh, okay, all right. He was in Don't Look Up. Have you heard about Don't Look Up? Okay.
No.
All right, fair. It was like 2 seconds. I was just bringing that up because I love Chris Evans.
I mean, I love all of the Chris's. Chris Pine, Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
I don't love Chris
The other
Pratt.
one.
No,
Okay.
yeah, no.
Can
He's not included.
I know this is a complete sidetrack. Do you, either of you know what happened with the Jeremy Strong article that came out? Okay, Jeremy Strong, actor on Succession,
Okay.
widely praised. Basically, a New Yorker profile came out on him this week, and it wasn't like particularly hurtful or anything. It wasn't like damaging to his career or his image or anything. But in it, they were basically saying like they interviewed all of his Succession co-stars and stuff, and everyone was like, "Yeah, look, Jeremy's a little out of touch. He's one of those hardcore actors who like takes everything seriously, and that's what makes him such a great actor, especially in this role, because the role that he plays in the show is like very
Intense.
intense and like unintentionally funny. He's so like he's so serious that it's like
Like Dwight, but serious.
yeah exactly and they were like,
You
yeah,
can tell
he's-
I've not seen Succession.
he's and the actors and stuff on the show were like, yeah, he's kind of like that in real life and stuff. I swear to God, every fucking actor in Hollywood that knows him was putting out a statement saying, I've known Jeremy for 20 years, Anne Hathaway, Jessica Chastain, all these people going on defending him over
Are
nothing.
you serious?
And everyone was like, why are you, this is Chris Pratt all over again. Remember, Chris Pratt was
Yeah.
trending on Twitter for like an hour because people said he was the worst Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of his Marvel co-stars were coming out of the woodwork saying, you know, this is so unfair. He's the greatest man I've ever known. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, we didn't ask.
Yeah,
I
that's not
feel
what
like
this is
if a
about.
celebrity is trending in like mainstream media, because I mean, don't get me wrong, this guy is probably like he's super famous. You know, he's in this show, so many people know, but like his name wouldn't really be in like mainstream media headlines.
Yeah.
I feel like all that often. So as soon as they get that moment, they will just cling to it,
Yeah.
or like try and because they're
Yeah.
so famous, but like. When everyone's talking about you and you're in Daily Mail and podcasts are talking about you, I feel like they're like, yeah, let's, you know.
Very
Yeah,
that.
take advantage.
But just generally, I'm like, same with the Chris Pratt thing. It's literally over nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all these
But
actors
celebrities
are
will
like
do-
releasing literal statements.
I swear they're also doing that to be like, yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
Maybe that
in.
too. But it's
I
not
have
Anne
friends.
Hathaway.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Like,
crazy.
what?
I saw
Crazy.
Jessica Chastain's one. I saw just her tweet, a screenshot of it, and talking about this guy, and I was like, oh no, he's done something really
Literally did
bad.
nothing.
Yeah, like
That's
he's
shocking
had a
to me.
racism scandal.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
no,
yeah.
none of that.
Wow.
Literally just someone said he takes
wild.
acting seriously.
That's so funny.
And everyone's like, this is an attack on his character.
I did actually. They were talking about this. Do you guys listen to Shameless podcast?
Yes, I have.
They
yeah.
mentioned it on last week's episode,
Okay.
and I didn't like. And they were just saying like, "Oh, it's such an amazing piece. It's really, really good. He's very intense." But they didn't say anything like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this painted him in such a bad light."
I read the whole thing because of this.
Yeah.
And I was like, where did they take offense in this?
yeah.
Random.
Literally,
random.
literally, they interviewed like the entire cast, and the entire cast was like, he's an amazing person. He's a great guy. He just doesn't think this show that's objectively a comedy is a comedy because
Also,
he takes it so seriously.
like, let's say that they interviewed all of the cast members, and let's say each person's interview was 1 hour. They're not going to talk. Like, use the 1 hour of, like, he's amazing, he's the best, we've been friends for years. They're going to use the 1 minute where they're like, oh, he's, like, so good. He can be a little intense. But aside from that, they're going to use that bit, you know.
It's so true. Tea.
Anyway, back to the Kardashians.
Oh, right.
The Kardashians.
Yeah. Well, we were looking at this today because I tried to find her Instagram account because I was
the model.
She's, the new...
The baby mama?
Yeah,
baby
exactly.
Mama.
I tried to find her Instagram account because she said in those stories, she's like, I'm going to drop more info tomorrow. And I was like, perfect, I want to know. But the account does not exist anymore. And we were like, wait, what? And so Nick looked it up and apparently it's a fake account.
Oh my God.
But the general consensus is that it was still actually her. She just created
Like a throwaway account?
Yeah, pretty much to drop all the tea.
I love, please make another.
Right?
User 11056. Come on, please.
Truly.
Come on. I need the tea. And also, like, Tristan.
Yeah.
You've been given so many all you have to do is just, like, not stick your dick. Like,
Literally.
And I mean, also, when you're dating Khloe Kardashian.
Yeah.
Are you that much of a sex addict that you can't, like, and I'm really not trying to be insensitive to sex addicts. Like, I'm sure that's a serious thing. But Tristan,
I love that. Oh God, you're so cute.
really? Like, you could have the most cushy career as a Kardashian husband.
Yeah.
Not only that, he knows that was a squeak. He knows he's in the spotlight nonstop.
Yes.
Why would you
risk
continuously cheat?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Knowing you're gonna get caught. I
feel so bad for Khloe too. I mean, like, objectively, obviously, you know.
I mean, she's like sitting with her millions, but like aside from that,
like, I don't know. I don't really. There must be. I know that there are a lot of women who kind of feel like they have to go back to men who cheat or whatever. But like, what's the
last
deal?
time he cheated on her, wasn't it literally as she was giving birth?
yeah,
pretty much.
literally.
That's
But he's
when the
like,
news
it's been
broke.
multiple times even since then, and she's gone back
Yeah, which is
a few times.
crazy to me personally. But I don't know. There must be like something. We're getting a bit deep. Okay.
Yeah, maybe it is just because he is the father of True, and like in her mind she might have this more traditional, like, oh, True's gonna have not a real sibling, but like a full-blooded sibling, and like, because I know some people, I'm just assuming, but some people can get quite, you know, oh, it has to be a full-blooded sibling.
Yeah. Well, and that's what Courtney and Scott were.
Yeah,
like they were together for like 20 years, but not really together. They were just having kids together so that they'd have
Whack.
siblings that were like you say, yeah.
That's whack. Oh my God. That's crazy.
Why would they name their kid True?
Bro, it's so like ironic.
There's only
Given
one.
everything
Well,
that
that's
happened.
true. That's true.
That's
true. No, the only True that's worth anything is True Jackson VP. That's that on that.
I don't feel like I ever really watched that show.
Starring the Keke Palmer.
Oh, okay, I did watch it then. Yep. It's the clothing one, right?
Which is like
you
12
watch
and
it,
like
Jordan?
becomes
no, I haven't watched.
it's like a Nickelodeon show where she's like
from when
I
we were
didn't-
kids.
I was a no Foxtel household.
Fair.
So all I got was Disney Channel. Saturday Disney.
Yeah.
So like they would occasionally play reruns of Hannah Montana. So
Yeah.
I did get some of that, but
I remember when Saturday Disney was airing Hannah Montana, I remember the part of the season, I don't remember what season, like 3 or whatever, when what are their names? Lily and Oscar? Oscar?
is
No.
Oscar the guy that runs the juice stand?
Oliver.
Lily and
The best
Oliver are
friend,
getting
the male
Is
together.
there a
friend.
juice stand?
There's
Yeah, that's,
okay.
Rico's shack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, when Lily and Oliver are getting together
Yep.
behind Miley's back.
Is
Yeah.
Oliver the brother? Miley's
No,
brother.
Oliver's
He's
the,
the male best friend.
Oh.
Part of
the-
the trio.
Oh
Dark
yeah.
hair.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
His
coming
real
back to me
name.
now.
Mitchell Musso.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, when they were getting together, it was like the most dramatic thing to ever happen on Disney Channel.
It was.
And I remember waiting weekly, Saturday mornings, to find out what was going to happen next.
Oh, that's so funny. The beginning of the obsession with TV. Serialized shows. Yep. Love it.
I mean, have you seen the Australian TV show Trapped and/or Castaway?
You need to describe it.
Yeah.
Okay, it stars Maya Mitchell.
Is this the one where they're like on some island and there's no adults?
Yes.
And it's not aliens. What is it? It's just very mysterious.
It's like a virus thing.
Yes. Oh my
was
gosh.
deeply obsessed with that show.
Me too. And one of the guys, I used to have such a crush on him. Like, I think
The
it was
blonde guy with the curlyish hair?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Interesting.
I feel seen.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I recognize this, but it sounds amazing.
Like, no one watched it. It had one season called Trapped. And then I think like 4 years later, they did one season of a sequel show called Castaway.
Iconic.
I don't think I saw the Castaway version.
Best show of all time. Can't find it anywhere.
What about Jeopardy?
The alien
the Scottish
conspiracy
kids.
one?
Yes.
That was insane
Crazy.
for a kid's show.
It was so scary.
Do you remember this?
It was so
I
scary.
don't know. It
was on
sounds
ABC.
Did you watch ABC? Like,
Yeah.
It was like found footage.
Yeah.
and they're in the Australian outback, but it was like these Scottish kids, and
like
they
hunted down. It was fucking wild.
It was so scary.
Not to be confused with Jeopardy the game show or
Yeah.
Trapped the You're Trapped British show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I've never
I'm
seen
just
that.
getting chills looking at that.
Parallax. Did you ever watch Parallax?
That's what I was going to bring up. Parallax was
Which one's
my
that one?
be-all, end-all.
It's the one where the kid finds like a portal to.
I think I
Dimensions?
did.
Universes.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
did watch that one. Yeah,
That was
okay.
really good.
What about
Epic.
Dance Academy?
Dance Academy.
Oh my god,
No.
Maddie!
I know.
It was on Netflix. I don't know if it still is, but if it's still on Netflix, you need to watch it.
Did you go and see the movie recently?
No, I didn't. Because I didn't want to ruin the show in my
Fair,
mind. You know, 'cause
fair.
I loved that show.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I was a little dance kid. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to attach my whole personality to the show.
Iconic.
Iconic.
Well,
Rip your phone.
my brother is fairly close in age to me, and we lived on a farm growing up, so it was like we were each other's like only entertainment basically. So whenever we watched TV, it was always together. So something like Dance Academy, we
Oh, it
wouldn't
wouldn't
have watched.
fly?
Yeah,
Blue
What
Water
exactly.
about
No.
Total Drama Island?
Yes,
Yes!
loved that.
See, that's a blind spot for me. I never watched that.
Wow.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah,
though?
yeah, I know what it
Thank
is.
God.
I don't know how popular it
It
is,
was
and
such
I had like
a good
15
show.
spin-offs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, with good
never watched
reason.
it.
Good reason. Oh, such a good show.
Oh my god, iconic. Yeah. Wow. Ah, good times. Wow.
A lot.
This is a lot to
I
unpack.
feel like a lot of these shows were too much for kids.
You're probably right.
We've talked about it before on the pod, but the Round the
Yeah.
Twist episode with the Whirly Willy.
That one was crazy.
Oh, you remember that one?
Yes, I
Where
was
he
terrified.
zooms through the water
yes.
because his penis becomes
Yes.
a propeller?
And I didn't get it, like,
just
because you know
wanted
how they obviously don't show
Show
it.
it. Yeah,
So,
well.
like, I was watching it as a, prepubescent
yeah.
female. Like, I'm like, what are they looking at? Like, why
Yeah.
is the water doing that? Like, I had no idea.
For context, a magical fish that swims really fast, he swallows it and makes its way to the tip of his wiener,
What?
and he gets a whirly willy.
I don't think
And it,
that
like-
that's
yeah.
biologically.
There's another episode where one of the male brothers gets pregnant to a tree nymph.
Yes, I thought that one's, like, there was,
That's so funny.
There was one where the sister was naked the whole episode because
God.
there was some curse or something.
I
remember-
remember the lighthout, right?
yeah. And there was this one episode where I just don't know, I can't remember the context of the episode, but I just remember them all getting covered in bird shit.
Yes!
I don't remember what or why, but they were just
Iconic.
covered in bird shit.
That's so
Iconic.
funny. Wow.
Another title
Oh my
about covered in
goodness.
bird shit. Okay,
Truly.
I'm changing my mind. The
Okay.
song that we sing this week is no longer the Veronica's Untouched.
Well, no, we've already done it.
Well, too, but now it's the Round the Twist theme song.
Oh, I don't know the
Have
words.
you ever,
so- Oh.
ever felt like this?
Has strange things happened? Are you going round the twist?
And
That's
then
what
I
I
know.
know.
That was a verse. I
Now
know.
have you heard the word about the bird and the spider that wriggled and wiggled and jiggled inside her? Have you ever
my God,
dum
stop
dum
going.
ever felt like this? Dum.
Strange things.
Absolute
What's
banger.
Whack. Okay.
So good.
Okay, I'm posting that song.
Good job, everyone.
I'm posting that song on the TikTok this week. Okay,
Wow.
I'm very excited on the
Okay.
TikTok on the you know what I mean
I do.
Insta.
On a more serious note,
Oh, no.
because now we've done singing, and while you were doing that, I was looking at the list of things that I wrote down.
You wrote down?
Two things, but one of them we've already talked about, obviously, in Kylie. The second one, oh my goodness.
It's gonna be like 9/11 or something.
No, it's Ariana Grande this week was accused of Asian fishing.
Yes. Did you see? Did you not
see
see
the photo that she posted? Okay, wait, let me see. Your phone's on the ground.
No, I can't. I can't believe there's a piece of pop culture I didn't see this week.
It was actually so big on TikTok, I think. Everyone
I didn't
freaked
really go on
out.
TikTok this week.
Did she post it on her Instagram? Because if she did...
Oh, no, it's going to be the most offensive photo, and it's going to come up with a little... Nick liked this photo.
Okay, I can't find it on her Insta, but let me go.
Maybe she deleted it.
She might have. Ariana Grande.
Yeah, I feel like it was a photo shoot. And she didn't even edit it though. Apparently she did a photo shoot and a third party edited it. Or not a third party, I don't know. Whoever did the shoot edited
the
it. And they kind of edited it so she had a mono lid.
Yeah, okay.
So
swipe through the photos.
Oh no.
It's
and
definitely
also,
not great.
I think people are also kind of like, girl, a couple of years ago your tan was so dark that you were fully playing up this whole, you know, I don't know.
Not white.
Like that was her natural skin tone.
Yep.
And then now, the really, really pale look is very in again.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. People are definitely talking about how she's like used that to her advantage to grow, and now she's
literally
moving away from that.
Yeah.
It's like only that first photo.
Yeah. There's Anyway. That was wild. And then there was a whole controversy about it because it was a lot of white people who were being like, she's Asian fishing. Yeah. And then a lot of Asian people were like,
they didn't
don't
care.
Really mind.
Yeah. I've heard that,
really not that bad.
Also, they think that she's recently gotten the fox eye surgery, and that's another reason why people are like...
I'm going to need explanation.
So the fox eye surgery is where, I'm sure there's many ways you can get it. So if someone listening... Sorry if I get this wrong, but basically you can get the tip of your eye and they can put a bit of thread in there and it pulls it up. So you know like Bella Hadid and how they've all got the very
snatch.
Yeah, and it's because they've got this fox eyes, and Kendall Jenner has it as well. It's this fox eye surgery. Yeah, and it makes their eyes it just kind of pulls everything up. But a lot of people in the Asian community are saying we were made fun of for our eyes, and now you're getting surgery to look like us. And then I've also, with Kim K getting the butt implants smaller, and everyone's saying that people are going to start, really, really appropriating Asian culture and Asian styles and everything.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Whack.
I do think that photo was.
It's really not great.
I feel like you have to be pretty out of touch.
Yeah.
And I think she is with that stuff,
also,
as evidenced by the past 10 years of her career.
I am an Ariana stan. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's just I think she's so talented and so beautiful. It's why do you need to do that?
Yeah.
You are already so, so beautiful in terms of what is... What's beauty standards?
Yeah.
She really she's so small and she's I don't know, she's just got all of these beauty standards. It's why are you going out of your way to appropriate other people's cultures to even further perpetuate that? I don't understand.
No, it's really true. It's very true.
Agreed.
Very, very true.
It's wild.
It is wild. It doesn't make any sense. The funniest meme I saw come out of it was only a master of all four races. Stop. Or whatever. And then it was pictures of her as from the Victoria's days, completely white, then fully tanned. And then this one, I think there was a fourth photo, but I don't remember when it was from.
I've only seen the Scarlett Johansson version of that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God. Wow. Celebrities, man. Celebrities.
Wacky.
Yeah, truly. Okay, that's it. That's all of the topics brought.
It's time to go off the
rails. No, I feel like we got to mention quickly that Jordan, icon that she is, went and got
she is the moment.
Life coach certificate.
Certification. Yeah. So, tell us about that and the process.
I guess I've got my own podcast and I've been doing this stuff on Instagram for quite a while now, and I was like, well, I need to make money from this somehow. Everyone's right. Most coaches are like, I love helping people. No, I do agree with that. But I'm just kind of in this space. I'm in the self-development, mindset, manifesting space, and so many people in that space are coaches, and I've always just been really fascinated by it. I actually studied psychology when I was at uni, and then I was like, this is there's a lot of science in this. This is very, it's because it was very getting into the brain and that kind of thing. So it just wasn't right for me. So I kind of left that and went into marketing. And it makes me think now that I've done this life coaching, I think that I really wanted to help people, and I really wanted to talk to people and have conversations and give guidance. And psychology was just the wrong vehicle. Does that make sense? Yeah. And so now that I've kind of found this life coaching course, it feels very right. It feels very you know,
Bless.
yeah, and I'm just so excited to help people and grow on it. And I really this is kind of, so I'm getting my life coaching certifications because I eventually want to release a course, like a mindset, goal setting, that kind of course. Yeah. Because a bit more than a year ago, I was just all over the place. I was hopeless, I was just so lazy, had no dreams, no aspirations. And then I went through this really, really big shift, in my mindset and what I want to do with my life. And I kind of got out of this dead-end job that I was in, and I was like, oh my God, I can do anything. I've just got to want it and go for it. And it really changed my life. And now I want to help other people kind of go through that journey themselves. So I really want to create a course. And because I'm just such a type A person, I'm I can't just create a course. I have to get my life coaching certification and my purpose coaching certification. And I need to have all of this information. And so yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm learning. And then once I've got all, I feel like I'm, because, if people are paying for a service or they're coming to me for advice, or I really want them to feel like they're, I don't want to be one of those doctor horror stories where the doctor's really unqualified and done all of this really awful stuff.
You want your people to be getting something from
it. Exactly. And I do think as well, it's a little bit of that imposter syndrome as well of if I want to go out and make something of myself, can I just do it? So yeah, but I mean, it's been really, really fun. I just love it so much. I'm so excited to start helping people.
That's amazing, honestly. You're such a positive and wholesome person. I feel like you're just your general vibe is just so encouraging in terms of you being anyone can do this. I totally believe anyone can do this. And I feel like that's the perfect thing to have in that type of field, because I think people can't succeed without someone believing in them. I really do believe that it's so hard to face everyone
100%,
and be I'm listening to what you're saying and I can do
Literally.
it anyway.
And I'm sure you guys can relate, even with the podcast.
Yeah.
Putting yourself out there and making yourself available for criticism or just to be received by other people. It's it's a pretty scary thing.
Oh, for sure.
So it really does.
Even just not being received.
You put more work in it.
Or
happens.
in your brain.
Yeah.
We have
100%.
Honestly, we have a pretty solid amount of downloads over our episodes.
Do we?
we have a pretty solid amount of consistent listeners and stuff, but I'm still why are we doing this?
Yeah, I feel that so much. And I don't know about you guys, but I had to do a lot of work on myself to even want to show up on social media. And that's what I try to tell people as well. People are how do you just go on Instagram and do an Instagram story? Don't you get embarrassed? I'm yes, I do. I'm so embarrassing. Everything I do, I kind of think it's cringe, but I also kind of think it's awesome. So I'm I'm just going to fucking put it out there anyway. You never know who your message could help.
Yeah.
And another thing is people will say something oh, but there's so many podcasts out there, or there's so many influencers out there, or there's so many coaches out there. Someone can say the same thing over and over and over again, or you can hear it from so many different people. Your mum can say it, your dad can say it, but if the right person says it in the right way, it can change the game for you. And they're saying the same thing, but you're just open to receiving the message from them.
Yeah, for sure.
And so it's that's why it's always worth it. It's never too saturated, or there's because your message, your voice is completely unique.
It's true.
And
no, it's really true. It's really true. And I think people need to be reminded of that by a third party, to be perfectly honest.
Exactly.
When you hear it from your mum, you're oh, well, you have to say that.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's not easy putting yourself out there, but you never know whose life you could change.
It's true.
Anything like
it's
that.
Really
even that's another thing as well. People think that you need to have this huge following to make a difference. And I feel the generation that we've grown up in, obviously we've grown up with people getting a following and becoming famous overnight. And you see all of these YouTubers who just came out of obscurity, but that is just that's an outsider's perspective. So many of these people have worked for so long to even get to that space to build up that following. And you might think that they had overnight success, but a lot of YouTubers, you'll find that they've been posting videos consistently for 5 years.
Yeah.
Or, some people will have a podcast and they'll have 200 episodes before it even...
Yeah.
And I mean, there are people who it's like one episode and it blows up on TikTok and it's amazing.
Yeah.
But that is so rare. And it doesn't seem like it because we see it all the time.
Yeah.
But with the amount of content creators out there, that actually happening is so rare.
Yeah, no, for sure. I remember... have you guys? I assume you guys have heard of Brad Mondo, the hairdresser on YouTube. Yeah, I remember the first time I watched his videos. He was doing his hairdresser reacts. I was like, "Oh my god, this is so cool!" I went back, and he'd been doing it for about 6 months, and then I went back probably to about that 6 months, and I saw that he'd actually been doing them for years, and I was really surprised, like, because he was one of those people in my mind that was like, "Oh, this is like."
He's always been
gone
successful.
viral, but definitely not the case. He'd been doing it for years and years before it kind of like lifted off, and I was like, wow, that's actually really like encouraging, to know.
Absolutely. And that's another one of my things. So like I'm trying to do this thing. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to do this thing where I don't delete anything anymore, because I think deleting the way you started is so discouraging for other people.
Yeah.
Right.
And so many successful people do it. Like you see someone who's just had a viral TikTok and you click on their profile and they have no other videos. And it's like, that they would have had videos and they just cleaned out their profile when they had that one viral video to make it look like, oh, my first video blew up. And it's like, it's so unrealistic. And it's also like, why are we afraid to show progress? Why are we afraid to show like that you've started from somewhere, you've learnt how to do something, and then that's your result? Like that's a more inspiring story to me rather than an overnight success. Like what's inspiring about that? That's just luck.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You didn't work for that at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if anything, I'm like low-key a little resentful. I'm like, okay, you went viral overnight. That's fine. Like if I didn't do all of this shit for free, like
rude, honestly. Oh goodness.
And
wow.
Yeah, I guess that's something else I've learned is that like successful people, like really successful people, fail their way to success. And the most successful people are the ones that are actually like not afraid of failing, because most of them have already failed that many times that they just keep going and something eventually works.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
like that was a super valuable lesson for someone who grew up in the age of instant gratification and instant fame and overnight success, to like learn that, hold on a second, like a lot of people that actually fail their way to success. And failure is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's a lesson.
Yeah. For sure. Whenever like I remember in school or something, whenever you get something right the first time, you're like, oh my God, I'm so good at this. And then I personally, if I tried it to be a second or third time and I'd get it wrong, like, I mean, not only would it be discouraging, I'd also be like, well, I actually don't know how I got it right the first time. I haven't learned anything in this process.
Yeah.
Or like how to do whatever it is.
Yeah, and I feel like as a society, we have such a fixation on natural talent.
Yeah.
And it's so BS because, like, you know, like when you're in school and if, let's say you're just like naturally, you can pick things up pretty easy. Yeah. So you get all of this praise. And then like when you're an adult, you don't actually know how to study, or you don't, because you've never had to build that determination.
I call that the gifted child pipeline.
Literally. It is.
And that's me. Yeah, that's literally my life story.
And then you have to teach yourself when you're an adult.
9 times out of 10, it leads to like depression and stuff, and
perfectionism,
issues with standards,
anxiety,
and like
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, whack. Ugh.
Yeah, and if anything, like they say like they've done research, and someone who is a natural will get beaten out by someone who's like working for it every day.
Yes.
Because naturals, they're amazing, and like, to be natural at like certain things, it would just be such a blessing. But they don't build the skill of working hard for it. They don't practice for it.
Yeah.
Whereas someone else, they'll practice every single day, and they're going to be more successful in the long run because they've got what it takes.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely a bit like the studies about like like the one specifically coming to my mind is about people who learn instruments, and the difference between people. Like there can be people who have natural talent or whatever, but the difference between people who like do really well and are really good at an instrument, and then people who get jobs in orchestras is just the amount of hours that they put into practicing.
100%.
Yeah, like that's literally the only difference. So,
yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, you know, sometimes things, you know, sayings and shit like practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Sometimes they stand the test of time because it's
like,
true. You know?
They were
practice
right.
makes perfect.
Yeah, 100%.
You know.
Yeah. Oh god.
And even that saying, like, I don't know, like my parents would always say this to me, like, oh, you can do anything you put your mind to. And I'm like, oh, piss off. Like, you know, I'd be a teenager. I'm like, oh, get over it. Like, and then like as I've gotten older, I'm like, no, it's true. Like, and of course, some people have certain privileges, and I'm not gonna like that's a whole other can of worms. Like, you know, some people are just inherently more privileged than others. Yeah. However, at the end of the day, you still can control. You know, you can control how you respond to things, and you can always control, like, I mean, you can't always control your mindset because obviously, like, you know, mental illness and things like that. And I'm not one of those, like, toxic positivity people. Like, just be happy. Like, you're depressed, go outside. Like, that's because obviously that's BS. But to a degree, like, you can control how you respond to things.
No, it's true. You're right. It's true.
Yeah, I love how we went from like talking about Kylie Jenner fucking Drake into like, I'm sorry guys, once I start I'm just like I'm get all like philosophical. I'm like, oh,
no, don't apologize.
Once you decide, the universe conspires to make it happen.
I love that, honestly.
Okay, I have a question. Do you watch Selling Sunset?
No, but I want to. I was listening to your last episode, and I think you guys were talking about, not your last one of your episodes. Yeah. And you guys were talking about it, and I'm pretty sure you've convinced me to watch it.
Okay, good. Okay, in the latest season, the villain of the show, Christine, goes to a life coach.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What's the tea?
What's the tea?
I haven't gotten up to this part of the season
one
yet.
of the new agents, Vanessa, is like, this is my life coach. She's an icon. She's a legend. She is the moment. She changed my life. Christine, you're a villain. You're a terrible person. Come. And Christine, like, has a breakdown there about her past and stuff. Oh. She's like, maybe I do want to be a good person. Oh. It's like hilarious to watch. And I'm like, so that's my question to you is, would you ever be a reality TV life coach?
Yeah. I feel like if there is any genre of life coaching I was born to do, it's reality TV life coaching.
Iconic. That's like the psychics on the Housewives and stuff.
Yes.
Your husband will never fulfill you. Okay, do you watch? You've never seen Beverly Hills. Okay, you've seen the episode.
Yeah, I've seen that
Season
episode.
1, there's an episode where Camille Grammer, ex-wife of
Kelsey Grammer,
has a psychic friend who the TV show Medium is based on. Alison Dubois. I'm obsessed. She's fucking hilarious. She's an icon. She's evil. She uses her powers for bad.
Really?
For chaos.
Chaos.
Truly.
She's like,
does she like hex people and stuff?
She's like, okay, well, she starts like fights in the group at this dinner.
Oh my gosh.
She's in one episode for like half the episode, and it's one of the most iconic moments in history.
And you see, she like will drop like she'll say something that's
best quote of all time.
Like,
I could tell you exactly when you're gonna die, but I don't because I have that power.
Oh my gosh!
And then everyone will start arguing, and she'll just like sit back and watch. It's like
she has an e-cigarette, really like a vape. It's so funny.
She really is like chaotic evil.
Yeah,
truly.
Your husband will never fulfill you.
Yeah.
How iconic.
Imagine saying that to someone's face. Fuck.
And she's completely unbothered. Every time someone says something mean to her, she just like leans back smiling.
Yeah.
Most iconic thing ever.
I would love to be like that. Like I'm still on my self-development journey, but I'm going to say shit hurts. Like, you know.
Truly.
Oh
my God.
What's hurt?
Literally.
What was the other one? There was one in New York, a psychic in New York who in Morocco tells Ramona Singer, who's the most vile person in existence, who tells Ramona Singer that her husband's cheating on her.
Was he?
Yes. They're in Morocco. He was cheating on her the whole time.
No. Did she actually know this, or did she like psychic ability?
I think she's psychic ability knew it because she was speaking French. I don't know why Morocco, all that.
I think they were
and
maybe conquered by the French.
Yeah. And Luann, another one of the housewives, was translating, and she translated it as there's another important woman in Mario's life. And they were all the housewives like trying to comfort her, being like, oh, they just mean your daughter Avery. That's all it is.
No.
And cut to a confessional of Luann being like, that might have been a loose translation. It might have been more cut and dry. He's cheating on you.
So funny.
Whack.
She deserves it. And I have no problem saying that. She's burning in the depths of hell. Absolute racist piece of shit.
I love reality TV, but I've never gone into the like Selling Sunset, Housewives, that kind of thing. I'm definitely more into like the
structured,
the Geordie Shore and the Love Island and the Big Brother. So I think you guys may be like getting me into this. Like
I mean, the Housewives thing is a really big thing to tackle because there's so many seasons and so many.
Is that the one with Yolanda Hadid on it?
That's Beverly Hills, yeah.
Oh,
but the later seasons. There's like 12 seasons of Beverly Hills, by the way.
I have you guys listened to the Celebrity Memoir Book Club podcast?
Yes,
No.
where they
Yes.
read the celebrity memoirs and then they
Yes.
like pick apart and like say they talk about the most interesting parts. Yeah.
Wow.
Great
I love that.
podcast. It's so good because
amazing.
they've done
Great TikTok too.
Yeah, great. That's how I found it.
Yeah.
They've done Yolanda Hadid's biography or memoir, and they've also done Caitlyn Jenner, or like when I don't know if Caitlyn wrote it as Bruce or
Like pre-transition.
Yeah,
almost.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I'm not sure, but they were saying like when they were doing the episode, they were like, Caitlyn refers to themselves as Bruce, so we're not trying to be offensive, but that's
Yeah.
what we're going to do. And then apparently Caitlyn is one of those people that says like, oh, I don't agree with dead names. Like that's who I was.
Caitlyn's a hardcore Republican. Like,
Yeah, it's
conservative.
crazy. It's like you have benefited from these communities and you've profited from these communities, and then you're going to turn around and say things like that. It's just so
she's the worst. She is.
It's
truly
disappointing.
One of the worst people on earth.
Yeah, it is really. She
Also
was like
a killer.
fully,
She did
the
manslaughter
hit
someone.
and run.
Yeah, that too. No, and she was like fully. She like proper endorsed Donald Trump, didn't she? Yeah.
And then halfway through his term, he repealed like "Don't Ask, Don't Tell." He like he banned gay people from the army, trans people from the
yeah.
army, trans people from a lot of government jobs and stuff. And Caitlyn was like, what is this? I endorsed you
I'm
and you
shocked.
do this.
I
And everyone
can't
was
believe
like-
my dear friend Donald Trump would say things like
Right?
this. Crazy.
Literally, everyone was like posting the Onion article headline where it was like, "Woman who
yeah.
touches wild tiger is shocked when wild tiger bites her."
Yeah,
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 It's like
literally.
you build your own bed, you know.
literally.
Oh yeah, it's really true.
Crazy.
Oof.
A great podcast. A lot of great popular culture moments in there. And
Yeah.
the reason I brought it up is because you know, housewives, and like apparently Yolanda has done like all of these problematic things and is like very crazy towards her daughters, like Bella and Gigi, and like
You see a lot of it on the show.
yeah, and she like they even showed clips where she's like, "Oh, Gigi, don't eat that. You'll have a man's body." And like, "Oh,
my God.
you've already had like one piece of slice. You can't eat more. You're meant to be on a diet." Like
It's at her Gigi. Wait, who are they? Gigi and
Bella.
It was at Gigi's going away party when
She
she
was the most
turned
famous models in
like
the world.
18. She was moving to New York and it was at her going away party and they had this massive cake and it was a cake for her.
Oh
And
my gosh.
she had this little slice and Yolanda was like half that and then half that and then half that. It was very awkward.
horrific.
And another time they were doing a photo
Crazy.
shoot and Gigi was like, "I'm starving, I'm like dwindling." And she was like, "Have an almond."
Oh my God, stop it.
That's disgusting.
It is
That's
disgusting.
disgusting. Also, Pretty Little Liars. Like, I don't know if you remember this from Pretty Little Liars. Have we seen Pretty Little Liars?
I saw the first 2 seasons.
Okay, it was a first season thing. So,
Okay, cool.
and you know how Hannah like lost a lot of weight, and then her friend Mona,
Yeah.
she also lost weight, and then they were saying how like Hannah actually got liposuction, and then Mona comes up to her and she's like, "I was eating 2 almonds a day, like, and you got liposuction." And I remember like listening to that as a teenager and being like, "Oh, that's how you get skinny." Cool.
Yeah.
And it's like it's so damaging,
It's
like
dangerous,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
It's
And like
really
shows
true.
like so many of the lines from like Pretty Little Liars, Glee, Gossip Girl, like that would never get away with that today. Never.
There was what was Zendaya's Disney Channel show?
Oh, Step It Up or something?
Shake It Up.
Shake It Up.
Yeah.
With Bella Thorne.
Yeah.
There was an episode of that where they were pretending to be servers at a model party to be invited to something or whatever. And
so many.
there was
clear
models in the
details
kitchen. And I think there was a joke where it was like they had this plate of food, Zendaya and Bella Thorne, and a model was like, "That looks delicious. I'd love that if I ate."
there. Oh my God.
Oh my
stop.
gosh.
And it's like being completely erased from the Disney Channel canon. They like completely wiped it from everything.
Whack.
Yeah, it's like doesn't air anymore. It's
Oh my gosh.
so like I
They
think
shouldn't.
I hope things are changing. You know,
Well, I think there's been like a bit of a revolution in the past like year or so. This is going to sound really weird. I feel like it's like they've decided that it's not just like white skinny women who can be the face of a brand or whatever. But so like there's a lot of different body types. However, they still hold like a model as like a really super small size. Like I remember
Yep.
I saw this TikTok really recently and she was still like size 10 Australian,
Yeah.
still teeny tiny, and she was like, "I'm technically classified as plus size because I'm not
Ridiculous.
size 4 or whatever."
yeah.
So it's like, yes, there is body positivity, but there's also still this like really insidious underbelly of...
Yeah. And I mean, also, I guess one thing that they have now that we didn't have as much is like obviously thin talk and fit talk. And like, it's almost disguised as the right thing to do. Like, oh, I eat really healthy because it's good for you. But really, like a lot of these things that they're pushing are actually quite damaging. And even like some of these workouts, I've heard that like there's certain workouts that like don't do that.
Yeah, it's like CrossFit and stuff is genuinely damaging to your body. I saw a TikTok the other day and it was a
I love TikTok
dietitian / psychologist lady who basically just duets those videos.
I love that. Yeah. I love that genre of TikTok so much.
What was it? It was a girl on TikTok was doing like a pretty hardcore diet leading up to her wedding.
I saw
this. It was like zero carbs.
Yeah.
Not a lot of protein though, so like it was very poorly balanced. And the girl who duets them and does the breakdowns, very, very like cut and dry, like each meal, this is what you're doing wrong. Like that's not actually healthy. It's not really doing what you think it's doing for you.
Yeah.
It's just meaning you've got no energy and that's why like I don't know, it's really interesting.
I always love it when they do that. And they're always like, you should have put more carbs in this meal. Please get rid of lettuce burgers. Put some bread on your burger.
Well, it's like a very specific type of person actually responds to low-carb diets.
Yes.
It's actually not that beneficial for most people.
Yeah. Well, because when you I remember reading about the keto diet, which is low carb. That's
I've done the keto diet.
Right.
Is that like the one where you do
it's
eat
low
more
carb.
meat?
No, it's just low carb, high protein.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so kind of more meat, But I remember reading about it because it's they're apparently the benefit of it is you go into like ketosis or something, which is supposed to trigger like weight loss. Yeah. And technically it does. But then what they don't tell you is that as soon as you start to reintroduce carbs, it like you go through a massive weight gain again because your body's like trying to regulate.
Yeah.
So it's like, technically it does work, but it's not at all a long-term solution. So... yeah. Ugh. The things they don't tell you.
I don't think it's ever good unless it's like a doctor tells you to. It's never good to just cut something out of your diet.
Oh, for sure. For sure. There's
Completely.
a reason.
Also, like, I just find it, I mean, if one of those, even if one of those like TikTok dietitians followed me around for the day, they'd be horrified.
Yeah.
And like, not because I'm like, I just eat a lot of junk food.
I love that.
It's an area I'm working on. But what I mean by that is I just feel like really, like if you get very political with it, nothing you do is going to be right.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be something to say about it. There's always going to be a dietitian on TikTok or a this on TikTok or an expert that's going to have a different opinion.
That's
because
so true.
Everyone's body's different. Everyone's body responds to different things. Yeah. And... yeah, I feel like no matter what, there's never going to be like a perfect diet and a perfect exercise regime and this or that.
It's so true. It's so true. You just got to
find the balance that works for you.
Yeah, I feel like you've kind of got to like switch the mindset from being like, oh, weight loss to, oh, I just want to be healthy.
Yeah,
you know, because once you stop thinking about it as, oh, I need to fit into this perfect like body or whatever, you start to go, oh, well, it's actually not that bad if I have like some Maltesers at night because that makes me happy because I ate fairly balanced today.
Oh my gosh,
you know?
Literally.
Yeah, as opposed to denying yourself all forms of joy. God.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm sorry. The second you said the word switch, I blacked out.
I don't
because
know
there was...
switch.
I have to go back to the Housewives. Real Housewives of Melbourne. Petty Fleur. An entire plot point of like her first season is that she's trying to release a book called Switch the Bitch.
Oh my God.
It's so fucking funny. I don't even have much to say about it. I just needed to explain that I completely checked out the second you said the word switch.
Oh my gosh.
I got it.
Random side note. Do you guys watch The Witcher?
Yes.
I'm so excited. It's coming out in like 6 days.
I know.
5 days. Yeah, season 2.
Wow.
I'm more excited for season 2. Apparently, it's kind of more.
Yeah, it gets more
focused.
into like the storyline.
Yeah,
and,
it's not
I'm so excited.
Messy.
I'm so excited. I mean, even though the first season was messy, I loved it. I was like, this is giving me what Game of Thrones didn't. Thank you so much.
I remember saying that. I was like, it's kind of stupid in a good way.
But I feel like
it's kind of faster paced. It's
more
kind of
whimsical element as well. Like Game of Thrones is a bit more serious, and like even though it's got fantasy elements, it feels very high stakes, very like. Yeah, serious.
Yeah,
whereas
very serious.
The Witcher has that, like, it's high stakes and it's serious, but it's just more whimsical and
Yeah.
there's fun and magic and like Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Well, I only watched one episode of it, and I remember kind of liking it, but the whole entire reason why I would have watched any more was Henry Cavill.
Literally, I think he posted an Instagram story like yesterday after like a run, and I was like, that just shook me to my core.
Do you know that
get anything done? That was
Henry Cavill
insane.
was Stephanie Meyer's fan cast for Edward?
That's so funny.
I know. And then obviously by the time the movies were made, he was too old. And I was like, I wouldn't have cared.
Oh my God.
That would have been fine with me. I mean, we love our Pats. We love him. But Henry
That's
Cavill
insane.
as Edward.
Truly. We actually literally just today were watching this video it was an interview, Robert Pattinson, from when Twilight had come out. I think it must have been from the press junket for that. It's like first movie. And he was like, it's so fucking funny. He was like, oh, I remember reading the first Twilight book. Yeah, did you see this?
Yes,
It was a TikTok.
I literally saw this today.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
well, for the listeners, and he was like, it sounded like, it felt like Twilight was just like this self-insert. She was in love with her own fictional
And I
character.
think that's why it worked so well.
Yeah.
I think that's why. Because I mean, I certainly was doing that when I was reading it.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, Edward, babe.
oh my God, actually, okay. One of my topics that I wrote down this week was that, sorry to be complete, the most shocking news I've ever heard.
Wow.
It's really serious, so like brace yourselves.
Okay.
Paramount Pictures signed an overall deal with Wattpad.
Oh no.
With Wattpad to produce
Stop.
fan fictions into more movies and shows
Oh my
because of the success of After.
Okay, I'm just freaking pissed off because why is this happening when I'm 24?
Literally.
I'm so mad. Like, are you joking me?
Oh, the thing that makes me so upset about it is that I have read some amazing fics in my time.
None of them on Wattpad.
None of them on Wattpad. Well, that's what I'm going to say is that they're going to pick all these fics that are
Where are the
fucking
best ones?
stupid.
Because I need to know where to go.
Archive of Our Own.
Okay.
For sure. It's the best. Yeah.
Okay, wait. I just got a memory. Are you Sansa and John?
Yeah.
Maddie!
That's so funny.
I know. It's
Oh
a
my
lot to
God.
unpack. It's hard to look at how once you...
No. Oh my
Like,
God.
do we not have
Okay.
enough incestuous relationships on the show?
No, we don't. We need more. We need more wholesome ones. No, okay. I could, oh my God, don't get me started on this because I could do like a half an hour rant on this. But
is
yeah,
true.
no. The point is, Paramount and Wattpad are going to produce the
That's
worst
wild.
ones. Ugh,
I know, and also...
it just gives fan fiction a bad name.
Well, I mean, Wattpad is mostly really young, like
Writers,
12-year-olds
yeah.
writing
Yeah.
because it's 13 and plus can be on it,
Yep.
Yeah.
as opposed to like fan fiction and all that.
Yeah.
But also, it kind of raises some questions about like ownership.
Yeah.
Because like, are these authors going to be compensated?
They
That was
better
my
be.
first thought was like, oh wow, that's so exciting for the
Like-
author. But then I was
Yeah.
like, no, wait a second, only if the author's actually involved.
Yeah.
And Anna Todd was lucky because she published the books
Yeah.
Yeah.
separately before it was bought for the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, that was, I think, a very specific situation.
Yeah.
Whereas,
Yeah, imagine just like Paramount producers just like scrolling through Wattpad being like, yeah, this is not a bad
gosh.
story.
Well,
and then just take it.
Kidnapped by
Kissing
One
Booth-
Direction.
The Kissing Booth came from Wattpad.
Did it?
Yeah, yeah.
Stop.
And that's what makes the whole thing with Jacob Elordi like even weirder because I read The Kissing Booth on Wattpad way before it was made into
what was
a
it a
movie.
fan fiction of?
Not a fan fiction, just a young
okay.
adult like
That's better.
Yeah.
Wattpad is pretty like commonly original stories. Like
Yeah.
it's the one that has the most like not actually based on other media.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
did you watch The Kissing Booth?
I couldn't do
Okay,
it.
so
I haven't seen the last
I
one,
haven't
but-
watched it for obvious reasons. However, I know that this was not included in the movie, but in the original Wattpad book, the main girl, Shelley, is that her name? What's her name?
No, it's not Shelley.
Why am I
I
thinking
don't
that?
know. I don't
Just call her
Whatever
Joey
her
King.
name is,
Yeah.
Jessie King, yeah.
Joey King.
Joey
is
King,
the actress,
that's,
isn't
yeah.
it?
So
Yeah.
Joey's character, and Jacob Elordi's character, like in the original Wattpad book, he gets her pregnant, and she miscarries, and it was very traumatic to read when I was like 14.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah,
Whack.
and like I know that wasn't in the movie for sure.
It was not in the
Yeah,
movie.
and I remember reading it and like basically how she loses the baby. I'm so sorry, trigger warning, miscarriage.
Yeah.
like they're in this classroom and there's a storm and a cupboard falls on her.
Oh my God.
And then she wakes up in hospital and they're like, we're so sorry. And she's like, what? And they're like, you lost the baby. And she's like, oh, I didn't know I was pregnant. And then, yeah, it's a whole thing in the Wattpad book.
Oh my God. Okay, well, in the after movies, they don't shy away from fake pregnancies and...
No.
Well, no. Okay, did you guys read the after books?
I read the
original
one on Wattpad. I
Yeah.
read the first one on Wattpad.
How fucked up is the ending? How fucked up was the ending? And
the entire book was like...
Oh my God.
abuse.
So I don't know if they included this in the movie or even in the published books.
Queen, you should watch the movies.
Okay.
That's so fucking funny.
But like in the original Wattpad book, at the end, like she finds out that it was a prank for him to, and I think that's in the movie, like that it was a prank. But the way he proves it to them is that like when she lost her virginity to him, he took the bloody sheets and showed them the bloody sheets of proof that and I don't know if this is in the movie, but it was mainly a sex thing in the book. It was like, I can lose her virginity, like and that's how he proves it. And like he like carries these like bloody sheets around with him, and I'm like, just as like that is sickening to me. Like that is just so
is a lot.
It's so messed up. And then she gets back with him. Sis, come on.
Okay, it's definitely not that bad in the movie, but it's also still like
pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, if you need to cut that out, that whole conversation, you can cut that out. But just fun facts from
We're not cutting it out.
No, keeping that in there. Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah.
My favorite part that I've learned from all of that is that you've read stories on Wattpad.
Fuck yeah. I've still got Wattpad. I've still got all my OGs on there.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, and I used to have it. Like, I've been a Wattpad reader for a very long time. Like, I got on Wattpad when I was like 14. So like 2012?
Yeah.
2013?
I thought you were about to say 20 years ago. I was
Yeah,
like,
God, no, I'm not that old. My skincare is really good. No, so yeah, I got on Wattpad, 10 years ago because I'm 24. So yeah. 2011, and I was so ashamed of it that I would like hide it in like one of these like little folders on my phone, because like I was like back, you know, when you had your iPod Touch and you'd like go for a sleepover with your friends, and there was no such thing as boundaries. Like you just were on people's iPods and iPads, and like I was so scared of my friends finding out that I read fan fictions. Like I hid it, and like I would delete the app sometimes as well, so it was like not on there. And like if I looked at Wattpad on my desktop computer, I'd like clear all of my history afterwards because I would get so embarrassed.
I did that with plenty of apps and stuff when I was a kid.
I was not as smart,
but I went
internet
to
user.
the extreme of hiding the purchases on iTunes.
Oh my
God.
God.
Even though it's free, the apps are free.
Oh my God.
They come up in the history of purchased.
Oh my God, if 14-year-old me knew that, she would have been horrified.
I know. And I would have to go into that and be like, hide purchase.
Oh my God. Okay, I have a weird genre of game for your phone.
Okay.
Did you guys ever play those games that was like episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there was this one game that I had, and it was called like High School. And that was literally the name of it.
Iconic.
And it was literally like episode, and it was so addictive. And like you would just play as your character, and like you'd go through and like you'd fall in love with the boy. And it was such a good game. And I like tried to find it like last year so I could like replay it.
Amazing.
And they don't even have it on the App Store anymore. It's so Devo.
Rude.
I know.
Rude.
It's like those like
Oh my
weird
God.
ass role play.
Yeah, no, I know. I played one of them.
Yeah.
I think I played one last year in lockdown. I was like, what are all of these ads
We may
for?
as well.
I'm going to give it a go.
Oh my God, and the ads
It's
are
like a
so
Kardashian
fucked up.
one, I
It's like, and he cheated on me with the baby mama of my auntie. And it's like, it's so messed up. And the ad, and they're like making out in the ad, and it's like, do I walk in and confront him? Do I leave? Do I start a new identity?
Oh God.
And it's like, okay, what's this about?
And then you start the game and it's like, what clothes should I wear today? It's like, oh, this is not.
And then
the
it's like,
drama
if
that
you
I
want
wanted.
to look normal instead of like so fucked up, you have to pay $50 real to buy a gem to get the nice outfit.
Yep.
Oh God, literally.
Otherwise, you're going to be wearing a sack.
Yeah. And they give you like 3 free gems a day.
Yeah.
And that's like enough to just play 3 chapters. You
Yeah.
know?
Literally. Oh my God, literally.
Fucked up.
It's wild.
It is wild. Wow.
See, if I were rich, that's something I'd do. I'd play episode completely unhinged. No inhibitions. I'd just be like, buying gems left, right, and center.
That's so fucking funny.
My favorite is that now they
I
have
do with my riches.
your $1 billion. My favorite thing now about them is that they have like stories based on like the Vampire Diaries and
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
So
Pretty
good.
Little Lies and all
And
that.
fantasy ones, like there's like a Game of Thrones style one.
Wild.
Yeah.
That's That's crazy.
Don't tell Maddie that.
I mean, they're getting all of the siblings.
I mean,
Oh,
going
God.
back to Game of Thrones,
Fuck.
I used to read Robb Stark fan fiction, but it was like self-insert Robb Stark fan fiction. So, like, obviously, I wanted to be with Robb Stark.
Obviously.
I don't know why. Something about Robb Stark. He was
I'm with
just,
you.
he was, the one from that series.
He was pretty hot.
Yeah, and then I used
He
to read.
died so early, though.
I know. So heartbreaking. And I used to read like these little fanfics where it was like, it would be like Elizabeth Tyrell, and they'd like make up this like
whole
character.
backstory.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
actually, on that note, last night we went and saw the movie Dune.
Oh, my
Nice.
God.
It's like this intense sci-fi, like political thriller.
intrigue, yeah.
Like with like these, the planets are called like Arrakis and
Yeah.
these crazy names, and they have gods called like Gibbledy-Goop and stuff.
Literally.
And all these crazy names. And then the main characters are all like Paul,
What the fuck?
Jessica,
What?
Jessica Atreides, Paul Atreides, Duncan, Idaho.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Is it like meant to be like a post-apocalyptic? Like, is it set in the future?
It is set in the future. It's set like 10,000 years in the future.
But like, really? 10,000 years in the future, and we're
I don't
still
even
calling
think it
people
is.
Jessica?
No, didn't they say...
I think it's just like an alternate sci-fi setting.
Maybe it was something else I watched yesterday. I thought it said year 10,000.
Well, the other thing you watched yesterday was
You know
Selling
who had the
Sunset.
right idea? Suzanne Collins. Katniss.
Did. Oh my
Peter.
God.
Yeah.
Truth.
Not completely out of like crazy, but like crazy enough.
Yeah, it's like,
Same
we're
with Game of
there.
Thrones even, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good names.
They were. And I liked in that how the names are also really specific to region. It's like they had different vibes depending on where you're from. Anyway.
Yeah, and like how in the north there was like the Starks and the Starks. And,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I
Accurate.
even though like obviously we were disappointed with how Game of Thrones ended, it was such a cultural like I loved Game of Thrones so much. And I don't know about you guys, but when I was a teenager, I could just rewatch shows over and over and over and over again. Like I'd get home from school and be like, time to rewatch this episode of Game of Thrones with a certain sex scene in it for like the 17th time.
Iconic.
Yeah, no, I'm still like that.
I love that. I'm like that with movies, not so much with TV shows. If I'm going to rewatch a show, I'm a person who's like, okay, I need to
You have
watch
to
it
watch
from
the whole
beginning
thing.
to end. Yeah. But with a movie, I can be like, okay, I'm going to watch for the 17th time today. Good
Okay,
one.
did you guys, this is such a like 2010s thing, but did you guys have like the USB or the hard drive? And that's where
cool.
you had all of your movies and your TV
Yes.
shows because you'd like pirate them and you'd have the hard drive.
And you take it to school and hide it in between classes to give to
and
each
then
other.
yes.
By the end of the day, it would be back to you with like 5 new movies on it,
Yeah.
10 new shows.
That's how I watched Teen Wolf.
That's how you barter. That's like modern day
Wolf.
bartering system.
Yeah.
Truly.
And before that, it was Bluetooth songs on your little Nokia.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I remember I had that song, that Bluetooth song, like fuck me, I shouldn't have brought it up. I can't remember the name of the song.
I had Low,
Good one.
and I had
I had
Switch.
LMFAO.
Party Rocking.
Party Rocking. Yeah.
Or
Sexy
Wiggle.
and I Know It.
Sexy and I Know It.
Great song.
I had Switch by Will Smith.
Oh my God. I had Havana Brown. You know the DJ, and it's like
Yes, DJ Havana Brown.
Yes, yeah. I had some of her songs on there.
Yeah, iconic.
Is
Did
she
you even
the
have a
one?
phone?
Well.
Did you have that? Back
web
before
slider?
phones, it was like, iPods, and you'd have to download the app Bump.
Yes.
It
Oh
was
my
before
God, you just
AirDrop, before
unearthed
Bluetooth,
a
right?
crazy memory. I forgot all about
Yeah,
that.
you'd be like, I'm gonna share
That's
this
so
illegally
deep.
downloaded song. Let's bump.
Yeah.
What?
Oh my gosh, that just like
What
unearthed
the fuck?
a crazy memory.
That is impressive technology.
Yeah. Wild.
Wild. Truly wild. Oh my God.
Can I get a time update?
Yeah, it's been an hour and 2 minutes.
Okay, good. We're not too.
Not going like
not going
off the rails
too
like
off the
last
rails.
time. Do you guys sit through and edit the whole episode?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say, because last time I was thinking about that afterwards. I was like, I am so sorry. If you have to like sit and listen to that thing start to finish, like you poor souls.
No, I usually I just listen to clips
Yeah.
just to get the like title of ep and stuff and all that. There's no point in editing it.
Yeah.
No, we
'Cause
just talk
one-
nonsense.
If the pauses in talking are like that long,
Yeah.
then there's a point to it. Like there's a reason. It's to
Yeah.
whatever. And if you shorten them a lot, it's like really unnatural and sounds weird. It sounds like
Yeah.
in trailers when they cut up pieces of dialogue to match what they need.
Yeah. My podcast definitely sounds like that sometimes because like when you're doing a solo podcast and like Have you done a solo podcast like completely?
I have done one episode,
Yeah, and then you'll be talking, and then you just completely lose your train of thought, and you're just like blah blah blah, blah, and you're so passionate, and you're like, yeah, I'm making an amazing point, and then it's like your brain just shuts off, and you're like,
that's fine.
And then I have to edit mine.
Fine.
Yeah, or then my cat will like come and fuck with me or something. And I'm like, yes!
Cutting, that's fine, but when there's like multiple people talking, there's not usually too long silences.
No, typically no. I say as if I have any part in the editing or of this podcast.
Amazing. Plus, I find once you add video aspect, once you start cutting audio, it's like,
oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that. That would be a pain in the ass.
Cut the video to be the same, or add it and then cut the video. It's like,
oh my god, you know how I told you before we started that I was thinking of starting to do video for my podcast? Yeah, that's just ruled that out. I'm not doing that.
Oh
my god.
Well, okay, my recommendation for that is, this is from my experience with Final Cut, but if you do the automatic sync program with audio and video, what happens in the moments where, if you've cut this shorter, for example, it will still sync it up properly, and then there'll just be a chunk of the video that just has no audio.
Okay.
It's really.
You need to get an affiliate code from like Final Cut Pro.
Okay.
We should bleep it out.
Apple?
We bleep it out every time. They're not paying us. They don't get it.
Yeah,
okay?
bleep it out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, 100%.
That makes it really easy.
Yeah.
Well, easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still difficult.
So what are you guys watching right now?
Selling Sunset.
Yeah.
I haven't finished the final season. We went and saw Dune last night.
I've been watching Hawkeye.
Oh.
I haven't started. I'm going to do it all low-key and just watch
I'm
it
so
at the end.
behind on the MCU. After Endgame, I tapped out. I was such a Marvel stan.
Yeah.
And I mean, still am, of course. Yeah. But I don't know, it got overwhelming after that. And, the TV shows and like, oh my gosh, even with Star Wars, like I am a Star Wars nerd through and through. Like that used to be my thing,
Iconic.
like a couple of years ago, like when I was 18.
Iconic.
Every Christmas, every birthday was just Star Wars stuff.
I
love that.
And like when The Mandalorian came out, everyone was like, oh my God, are you going to watch The Mandalorian? You're like so obsessed. And like the pressure became too much. And I haven't watched it yet because I'm like scared. I'm like,
Amazing.
I can't watch The Mandalorian. It's like too much pressure like to be the Star Wars friend, So
Amazing.
yeah, I'm like super behind on MCU, super behind on Star Wars.
I don't blame you. I feel like if the MCU had launched the TV shows along with the movies any other year, it would have been too much. But because last year there was no movies until... Yeah. There was no movies last year, was there?
Not really. And the TV shows didn't come out till this year.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
But I'm already in next year, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
but
Catch up.
I think because nothing came out last year. All of the movies, all of the shows were all postponed for so long. I feel like
Black Widow was the first movie of the year for MCU. That didn't come out till July.
But that was after WandaVision. So I feel like that
was after
point,
WandaVision and
Bucky,
Falcon and the Winter Soldier and
Oh my
halfway
God.
through Loki.
Are you guys excited for Spider-Man?
I've been talking about it
I
nonstop.
am going to lose... Oh my God.
Like 3 weeks.
See, that's the thing. I have to catch up now because I am like, of all of the MCU, like Spider-Man is my jam. Like I love Spider-Man so much. Like from like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Love that.
Oh my God. I was so obsessed.
They were great movies.
Honestly,
actually.
and it's like controversial to
good.
say, but the Andrew Garfield ones were the ones that got me into
Thank you.
Spider-Man.
Same.
They're
And
the
everyone
best
says like,
ones.
oh, the second one was so shit. It was not.
It wasn't that
It
bad.
was not. It was so good.
I really want to rewatch it before this one next week, but I
Same.
can't find
It's
it
not on
anywhere.
any streaming service.
It's the same
Actually,
with
that's not true. The
second
first
Spider-Man.
one's on Netflix, but the second one's nowhere.
The second one's nowhere, and the same with Far From Home. I was trying to find that today because I want to watch
It's
it.
not even on Disney Plus?
No, because they're technically owned by Sony, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
that's so
Spider-Mans.
annoying. I was going to watch it on Disney Plus before going to see...
yes.
Yeah, no. Homecoming's on Netflix.
It is. But Far From Home is.
I
Far
can't
From
believe Far From
Home,
Home is
yeah.
on Disney Plus. Why
And
am
I
I paying
think-
for that?
It's one of those things.
Seriously.
That's fair. It's one of those things where the studios take the previous movies off streaming services for 6 months before
Oh,
the new movies, so that
that
people
is
have to
so
rent them.
dog. That is
Yeah,
so
it's
dog.
fucked up. Like they just re-released all of the past Spider-Man movies in 4K and stuff. It's like,
Oh my
I see
God.
you. I see you,
So
Sonny.
annoying. I'm just so excited to have Andrew. Like, I mean, obviously they're like not confirmed, but like,
Yeah.
come on, Andrew,
Okay.
come on.
I've become crazy in leaks
Yeah.
and spoilers and rumors
And then
and stuff.
did you? Okay.
I want
For
nothing.
games and for Marvel stuff.
If you're going to talk about it, I have to close my ears.
Did you see the trailer? How You guys have watched the trailer for the
Are you talking about the last 10 seconds
Yes.
of the Brazilian cut of the trailer?
Wait, I don't think I'm talking about that, but like there's this fight scene and you can see I think it's the lizard character, and he
That's the Brazilian cut.
Yes, and he
that
gets
wasn't
punched.
even in the main.
He gets punched by something.
Yeah.
That's not there. And they're saying that like obviously they've edited out Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man or Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man because like
Well, you know in the last American trailer when MJ's falling?
yeah.
Andrew Garfield saves her.
Oh my god, I knew it. I knew
Which
it.
is
So it was
a
like
phenomenal
Wednesday.
parallel.
Yes. Oh my god,
Gwen
I was
Stacy.
saying. Okay.
I mean, it's definitely what's true.
When I watched the trailer, I was like, that's got to be it. This is a Gwen
What an
moment.
iconic arc.
And like that, I was sobbing.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god,
was
truly.
so-
That was fucking brutal. The way you hear the snap.
Yes. And then like the blood just
Yeah, that was brutal.
It was a
yeah,
lot.
and that's what I mean. How can you say it's a shit movie? I was
Yeah.
like emotionally destroyed after that.
Yeah, for
and
so
also
many
like
years.
Dane DeHaan. Yes, okay, obviously bit weird as a goblin, but bit sexy,
Iconic.
sexy green goblin.
This is very fair. And wasn't what's the chick from Rogue One?
I can't. I don't know her
Felicity-
name, but I know who. you're
Felicity
talking about.
Jones?
Yeah.
She was in the second Amazing Spider-Man as like
Was she?
Black Cat,
Oh,
who's like an anti-hero.
interesting.
I don't even remember that.
No, me either. I can't find that movie anywhere, so.
Oh, she wasn't actually in costume. She was Dane DeHaan's assistant in a
Oh,
character
and they were
assistant.
setting it up for. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm deep in every leak and rumor for Marvel and every leak and rumor for like every game I follow.
You say anything, I will throttle you.
I know, and there's one thing that I really want to talk about because I already hate it, and I'm trying not to let it like taint my view of this film before it even comes out. But Maddie won't let me talk about it.
I
Okay,
wanna
wait.
know
Let
now.
me turn down my headphones and then you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
She's going. Okay, well, spoilers, I guess, for Spider-Man. No Way
Okay, I
Home.
can't hear you now.
Okay, so basically,
Okay.
by the end of the movie, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Doctor Strange succeeds in the spell, right?
Yeah.
I swear, I just heard you say Stephanie Meyer.
We did.
That's
We're talking about
exactly what we're
Twilight.
talking about.
Okay.
Also, just for listeners, Maddie has taken off the headphones and has her
true.
ears plugged
I
as
do. I
she
can't
does not
hear.
want spoilers.
No, I can't hear a word you're
Ears
saying.
and butt plugged.
The perfect
She
combination.
agrees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so they forget, right? But like MJ and Ned and all that, they completely forget who Peter even is. So like, and I'm really conflicted because I'm like, that's kind of cool, I guess. You know, he's got to face consequences
Oh my
for the
God,
actions
okay.
of trying to find a shortcut to.
So, do we think that they're going to bring in a Gwen? Then?
I do think that because they're going to do the college trilogy.
Oh my god.
But no, I'm really conflicted because I'm like, I think it's cool that he has to face consequences for trying to take
Yeah,
a shortcut
yeah.
and get Doctor Strange to do this spell.
Yeah.
But like,
Oh my god.
I don't want everyone to forget him because that's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, have to wrap
Yeah.
this up. So
Okay,
we're
Maddie is,
good.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
Okay, cool.
And everyone dies.
Oh.
And then Stephanie Meyer rewrote the
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow. Okay. I genuinely heard nothing though, which I'm very
Okay, good.
I'm very pleased about. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited. Unfortunately, every time, like, I swear, once a week I come on this podcast and I say, I'm done with Marvel. There's too much stuff.
Literally.
And then, like, this is my most anticipated movie in like 10 years.
Yeah, same. And like I said, I'm so behind on Marvel. After Endgame, I have not watched a single Marvel thing.
Yeah.
And
Well, the second Spider-Man came out after Endgame, so at least you got.
I haven't seen it.
Really?
That's what I mean. I thought it was going to be on Disney Plus, and I was going to watch it so I could watch the freaking new one, and I'm so bad.
Iconic.
Wow.
So bad.
What do you reckon she needs to watch? Because I don't reckon like
well, I was just
maybe
gonna say-
WandaVision, maybe definitely not Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That
Yeah.
will have nothing to. Maybe Loki. I don't know.
I was just going to say Loki.
Yeah, see, that's the
Loki
thing.
and Hawkeye.
Even a few years ago, I was like such a Loki fangirl. Like I was like,
shit,
oh
you
my
need to
god,
watch Hawkeye.
Yeah.
oh no, I don't want to watch Hawkeye. I'm sorry.
Hawkeye's happening at the exact same time as No Way Home.
Oh fuck!
So-
I was gonna wait until the end. Thank God you said that.
In the TV show Hawkeye, there's like an entire plot point is that there's a musical about Steve Rogers' life called Rogers the Musical. And they just released a clip from
Who-
No Way Home, and there's like a giant billboard for it. And
Who's your favorite Marvel character or hero or villain? I mean, whatever. Just curious.
generally,
Generally,
I don't know. That's too much to ask. What's yours?
See, I
Yours
would
is Loki.
probably say Steve.
Oh, okay. yeah.
Steve.
I think I would say Steve, but like, I would also probably say Bucky, and I would also probably say Loki. So
Can I just say Stucky?
Yeah, Stucky.
I'm down to see them fuck.
I have to say Thor and Loki
Interesting.
because Ragnarok is my favorite.
Okay, well,
Ragnarok is my
Thor
favorite.
is different to Thor and Loki. Thor by himself is kind of boring.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Thor
So-
and Loki, that's a great dynamic.
Exactly.
That's complicated
Exactly.
relationships.
Exactly. So, like, the whole dynamic in Ragnarok, I just ate that shit up. You know, like the what do they call it when they're like, "Oh, can we do help me?" Or
Yeah.
oh my god, so good. And the improv where he's talking about, oh, and he surprised me with the snake. And
Yeah.
Oh my God,
like,
truly.
oh my god, amazing.
Truly.
The other one that
Amazing.
always stands out to me is when Thor is in like the chair meeting the Grandmaster for the first
Yes.
time, and the Grandmaster comes over and he's like, "Oh, do you guys know each other?" And Loki's like, "I've never met this man before in my life." I'm like, that is sibling
Yeah.
dynamics to a T.
Yeah. So yeah, I do say, oh, Thor's my favorite, but what I really mean by that is like the dynamic between Thor and Loki is my favorite, and
Fair.
Ragnarok is my favorite movie.
Fair,
This is
very
fair. I'm still conflicted on a favorite, but least favorite hero is Iron Man.
He used to be my favorite, but I think like I don't know.
I kind of got bored of him.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he never really changed all that much.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing, when I was doing my rewatch recently, which I only got halfway through, by the way, but like the thing about him is that at the end of every movie, he's like changed and he's learned his lesson,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
at the beginning of
Yeah.
the next one, it's all the way back to the beginning. It's like, oh, I don't know how many times I can watch this man learn the exact same lesson.
Oh my gosh, have you guys seen those clips of like Gwyneth Paltrow not knowing the Marvel
Yes.
cast and not knowing which movies she's been in?
So fucking funny.
Imagine
Oh my
being in a like multi-million-dollar blockbuster,
Yeah.
huge movie, fans going crazy over it, and you don't even remember which movie you've been in.
That's so funny.
Truly iconic.
Yeah.
So funny.
What did
God.
she literally like 2 weeks ago? Another clip came out, and they said, "Have you seen the latest something?" Or and she was like, "Loki, what's that?"
Oh my god.
Like,
Oh my gosh. See, the thing with Gwyneth Paltrow that I can't forget is the goop egg.
the group egg.
The goop
God.
egg. Never forget.
God.
Too much group.
Goop egg.
Look,
to
I
unpack.
feel like Gwyneth Paltrow is one of those people who is like just has absolutely no idea what's going on. Like genuinely
Yeah.
never watches
Completely
the
out of
news, never, well,
Yeah.
not even out of touch, like in terms of not being grounded in reality, but just like is like lives off
In
grid
her own world.
until her agent's like, okay, you're going to be in this movie. And
Yeah.
she's like, all right, comes on, says her lines and then leaves
Right.
again. And then like it knows nothing of the outside world, just like lives.
Not a bad life.
Yeah. She just like lives in her cabin in the middle of the woods, and that's that.
This is fair. Speaking of, have you seen? Apparently, Marissa Tomei absolutely
Oh my god.
hates being in the new Spider-Man movies,
Yes.
and she hates that what they've done to Aunt May.
Yep. It's so
No!
funny.
I'll try and find the clip. It's so funny.
It's
she did
so funny.
an interview the other day.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
because it was like a tweet, and someone wrote on it. They were like, "No one hates Aunt May more than Marissa."
MCU Aunt May.
Yeah, MCU Aunt May. And I was like, wait, do people not like her? She's an icon. I loved her. It was. I liked that they did something different with her.
Yeah, exactly.
Considering we had so many Spider-Mans.
Exactly, because that's the thing.
I agree.
Like, I think everything considered, like, MCU has done such a good job with Spider-Man and the direction they've taken it and the casting. Like, Tom
Yeah.
Holland was such a great pick.
He was.
And, like, even with MJ, instead
Yeah.
of, you know, I just
Yeah.
think that was such a good idea. And, like, they had to do it differently. Like, we've
They
had
did.
it fucking 2 times in the past 10 years
Yeah.
or 20 years, however long. Like,
For sure.
yeah.
I agree.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think
I'm still trying to think of favorite, and I like can't. Because I'm like, it depends.
if I was going to read a self-insert fic with someone on the other, like the person, it would definitely be Bucky. So
I
I
thought you
think
were
Oh,
Loki.
yeah.
no. So I think that's probably what I think I'd have to say. He's
Also,
my favorite
like,
then.
I
can't believe I said that so
Carter Bazin?
seriously.
Carter Bazin.
Who's Carter Basin?
He's Bucky in Gossip Girl.
Oh,
Hello.
okay.
Oh my gosh.
I follow. He was in
The pipeline
a
there.
surprising amount of episodes, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he was in so many episodes.
It's the same with he was in Once Upon a Time as the Mad Hatter for like 3
No
episodes.
way. I didn't even know that.
In like the worst role he's ever done.
Oh my god, that's so true. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that was crazy.
I just can't believe that show's still going or has gone on for so long. It's not going? Oh, I
Once
can't believe
upon
the
a
show went
time.
on for so long
It did go
because
on for a very
They're
long time.
rebooting it.
I remember what?
It's been like 2 years
when
since
did
it
it
finished
end?
airing.
There we go.
Yeah, it's really not been a long time.
I I just remember it coming out when I was in primary school, and like it was on like normal TV because I didn't have Foxtel. And then like the fact that like I still see like edits and like things, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is still going?
Yeah, people just really liked the main ship in it, so that's why it's. But then they did a final season where she wasn't in it.
Yeah,
it was,
and
just,
he wasn't really either.
No,
it was like a different version of him.
Yep,
it was. They soft rebooted it, thinking they'd breathe new life into it and get 10 more seasons. It was immediately cancelled. No, but that's much like Heroes.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time is one of the best first seasons of anything ever.
Yeah.
And then immediately it just
goes downhill very quickly. Well, it's because it has like an amazing concept, but then they resolve the concept at the end of the first season, and it's like, well, now what are you going to do?
They start again.
Another show that had an amazing first season that went so far downhill, Riverdale.
Agreed.
Yes.
Like, I remember watching the first season of Riverdale being like, this is the new thing. Like, this is it. Like, this is amazing.
Yep.
And then, like, getting a few episodes into, like, the Red Circle bullshit. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, literally.
This is like a weekly segment on this show where we just
because
talk
there's
about
new episodes.
What the fuck is happening on Riverdale.
Yeah, because there's new episodes airing at the moment, and you hear stuff, because we haven't watched for a few seasons, and so you hear something that's going on, and you're like...
Yeah. Like, Veronica's, like, running a fucking... brothel, and they're all there's like crazy names for drugs, and
so
I'm like,
this is like,
what?
Oh yeah, Jingle Jangle.
Yeah.
This is they're on season like
actually.
6 now. The first 5 episodes of season 6 are set in an alternate universe called Riverdale.
Oh my god,
where magic exists.
Oh my god, and I bet you they just had to do that because they're like riding off the back of like MCU and like all of this like.
Well, they brought in Sabrina from the Netflix show.
Oh, they did not.
Yeah. And like in the first
she
episode,
got cancelled.
in the first episode of this 5-episode event, whatever, they kill Archie, and then like they're killing off the characters. So it's like because it has no consequences. It's literally an alternate universe. Yeah. It's so fucking stupid.
I feel like honestly anything the writers on Riverdale do has no consequence because of all of the shit that they. I don't even watch it, but I just see things like on Twitter or Instagram, whatever, and like it's like. I swear I've seen the thing like, Jughead's dead. I've seen that so many times. I'm like, is this guy dead?
No.
His character just keeps being brought back to life? Like, what?
He got abducted mid-season last year.
Oh my god.
What?
By aliens, I mean.
What?
Sorry, I should have clarified. Abducted by aliens.
There is aliens.
Well.
Okay, they like, Riverdale is more loose than American Horror Story at this point.
It's crazy.
At least American Horror Story, that's part of the reason of the show.
Exactly.
Is that it is a fucking shit show.
Yeah. But I remember like season 2 American Horror Story Asylum.
This is my favorite.
Same.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god, I never find anyone whose favorite season is Asylum.
What? I thought most people had good taste and thought that Asylum was the best season.
No, everyone's always like, come in, or season 1.
Oh, I mean, they're great seasons. I would say second and third. Like,
see, I loved this is like I nearly get like erased from the gay community for this. I love the season 6 Roanoke.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people don't like that.
Everyone hated it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's really
I
different.
stopped watching after Roanoke.
Yeah.
Or was Hotel after Roanoke or before?
The season before.
Okay, yeah, I stopped watching after Roanoke. Because I think the next one was Cult, and I was like, no.
Cult was...
Don't care.
Cult was good because it was about the 2016 election, but they also had plot points about trypophobia and clowns.
Oh, because I remember seeing the previews for it, and one of the previews was that really trypophobia photo, and I remember being like, not for me.
I haven't watched the last 3 seasons. I stopped after Cult, so
yeah,
it's still going.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched it?
I watched the first few seasons.
Literally, the first 3 seasons.
Yeah, and then I stopped. I think it was Funhouse that I stopped at.
Funhouse scared me. It was very creepy.
Freak Show.
Freak Show.
Oh, Freak Show.
Jesus.
Sorry. God.
Like, I can handle, like,
I really like Freak
weird,
Show.
but, like, Freak Show, like, just, for me, it made me too uncomfortable.
Yeah. I got like 2 episodes in. I got too freaked out, and I was like, okay,
I think
I'm out now.
Freak Show has some of the most iconic moments. It has the moment where the chick from Scream Queens is abducted by Twisty the Clown.
Oh, yeah.
And she's trying to, like, appease him and, like, be
like,
haha, oh, you magical clown, you are so hilarious and make me laugh.
Yeah.
I insert that clip into our Instagram videos, like, all the time. Because I'm Twisty the Clown. She's the person being
Oh, my God.
And she's like laughing at my shitty jokes. And she's like, please, God, don't kill us. I'm laughing.
Oh my God.
It makes me giggle.
Oh, God.
And then the two most iconic musical performances in any American Horror Story is The Name Game.
I was going to say, I was like, please say The Name Game. Please say The Name Game.
And Gods and Monsters in Jessica Lange's cover of Gods and Monsters in season 4.
I do have to say that the character she played in that season, Freak Show, was amazing.
There was no reason for her to be involved in a snuff film.
No, what the fuck? That was one of the things that made me extremely uncomfortable.
No
I was
point.
like, what the fuck? And then they tried to bring in that German dude from Asylum. And I was like,
The Nazi.
what? Yeah, the Nazi.
The Nazi.
And he was so, he
Did not see that
roast
coming.
me out so much. You know how he like, how he's like going into the incinerator with the nun. And,
Yeah, James Cromwell, the actor. He's very good.
It sounds terrifying.
Okay, I've got the clip of Marissa Tomei being like,
Oh yes, I'm so
I don't
sorry.
wanna
I
do this.
completely sidetracked the combo.
So what made you say, yes, I'm going to take on this role?
I don't know. I listened to my agents for once in my life. Still debatable, but...
Oh,
No, you're amazing. You changed the character, and that's what makes it so unique and so special.
Yeah.
oh,
I love it.
oh! That's so uncomfy.
it's the butt for me.
That's so uncomfy.
It's debatable, but
Wow.
Yeah.
She plays it so well that you just think that she's like super. You just
I know,
assume she'd be on board with it.
Well, my only problem with Aunt May in MCU is that in Far From Home, she was like barely in it.
Yeah, that was sad. Far From Home was really good. You should definitely watch that.
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah, that was good. Wow.
I mean, okay, not to be gay, but the sexual chemistry between Tom Holland and Jake Gyllenhaal
it.
through the entire movie is insane.
That's accurate. It's very hot.
It may as well be like a Sean Cody scene,
Okay.
which I'm sure neither of you will get. But
No. I saw a TikTok today, which was a snippet of an interview with Tom Holland and Zendaya on the press junket for whatever this one is.
is this
No
the
Way
abs
Home.
one?
No, I saw that one as well. No, and it was Tom being like, "Oh yeah, no, I still talk to Jake, like we're really good friends." And Zendaya was like, "Oh, do you remember when you first started talking to him that you thought that he was just pretending to be your friend?" And Tom was like, "Yeah, because I'd heard that Jake was a method actor, and the whole his whole character arc in the movie is that he pretends he's like really nice and
no.
charismatic, but pretends to be my friend, and then isn't."
Oh,
And
no.
He was like, for so long, I was convinced that we were just gonna be friends through filming, and then nothing. But he was like, "No, we still talk." So yeah,
Imagine being Tom Holland and still
Yeah.
being insecure that people want to be your friend.
I know.
Okay, no, on the No Way Home press junket, literally like yesterday, I think there's a video of
Yeah.
Tom and Zendaya in an interview, and
So
they're talking
fucking
about
funny.
the poster for the movie.
Yep.
And Tom's like, I'm pretty sure this isn't a photo of me. I never did this pose. I've never posed like this. And she's like, yeah, I know your abs, and that's not you.
Oh,
And it was like,
fucking funny.
horny on man?
ouch.
Iconic.
It was iconic.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no.
Love it.
No, yeah. No.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. We are at an hour 26. So do you have?
I have so many things I didn't touch on. One is I've started watching Christmas movies finally this year.
Love that.
Amazing.
Single All the Way on Netflix. Gay rom-com Christmas movie. Highly recommend. Very
have to
wholesome.
check it out.
Very
Did you just
fun.
say Christian?
Christmas.
Okay, I was going to say a gay Christian movie.
Starring
Whack.
Kathleen Najimy and Jennifer Coolidge.
Wow.
Love that.
Not as lovers, they're the parents, but
Oh.
it's iconic. What else did I do? Oh my god, you want to know the most amazing thing I've ever done in my life?
What?
I went back into my Facebook. I unliked everything. I unfollowed everything, and I deleted all of my posts pre 2018,
How long did that take?
2 hours.
Oh my god.
Why?
Because they're so cringe, and I'm like, if anyone,
Oh my god.
if I'm ever dating a guy and we add on Facebook and he
God.
goes to the beginning, he's gonna be like, this kid's a fucking freak.
I used to like those pages back in the day.
I ran them.
Oh my god, I love that.
I
love
ran
that.
pages that were just, the title of the page was just
A meme.
Hunger Games quote.
Yes. I used to like all of those.
Like the girl on fire.
Yes. Yeah.
Me and my friends would
And I wouldn't even enjoy the
Run fan
content
pages.
of the page. I would just want to like it because of the phrase appearing in my liked things, if that makes sense.
iconic, literally just quotes of the book.
And then I remember when I started using Tinder, when I was 18, and it would come up you both like cheese, or come up with this really weird you both liked the page internet memes for sad teens or something like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? And like then I would like go and unlike it if I saw it.
Oh no, mine's way worse. Mine's like fandom shit of like
Okay, yours was a lot to unpack. I cannot believe I never knew this about you.
That I ran like Hunger Games fan
Yes,
pages.
that's crazy. I feel like we've been married for like 10 years and I'm like learning a fact about you. I like
Who
that's
was your
how
ship?
intense I feel like.
Peter.
Okay, thank God.
Just Peter.
The right one.
Well, Peter and me primarily, and then the Hunger Games is like a huge aspect of my personality because back then I was like just realizing I was gay, and I like latched onto the fact that Jennifer Lawrence was the it girl at the time, and I was like, that's my celebrity crush is Jennifer Lawrence. When in reality I was like jerking off to Josh Hutcherson.
Oh, bless.
Specifically the Josh Hutcherson Catching Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. That his Catching Fire era.
Yeah.
Oh
Nothing
my God.
hotter.
Oh my God. And I remember like on my little iPod Touch, I had the shittiest, blurriest screenshot from Google Images of Josh Hutcherson as my screensaver.
Stunning.
And it's like, because we didn't know how to save photos back in those days.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, Google search Josh Hutcherson hot.
Literally.
Iconic.
Literally, okay, I had Hunger Games, literally everything. Every single wall of my bedroom was covered in Hunger Games stuff.
love
I was
that.
obsessed.
That's so funny.
I have photos from my iPod of that time that I have to go and try and find because it's horrific and embarrassing as fuck. But no, I found some horrific posts, which is like, I'm like,
my God,
okay,
please
there's
share.
a post from 3rd of April 2012. It's not fandom or anything. It's just a post that I made with no likes
Oh, I love
on
that.
Facebook that just says, I like to say shall because I'm normal and all.
I love that.
Imagine you trying to be
I
quirky.
love that.
There's another one with 2 likes and 15 comments. That's just ha 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 ha
So iconic.
for an entire paragraph. And then in capitals, I don't know why I just did that.
Oh my gosh. But that kind of humor, that was it.
I want to murder young
That
me.
was the humor of the moment, though.
It was the quirky
That
Tumblr
was,
humor.
yeah.
I want to unalive myself just thinking about them.
See, all of my posts from that time, it's just like for a like.
I deleted so many of them. There was like for a likes, like and I'll give my honest opinion of you.
Yes, like for a rating out of 10. Oh, we were savages. And
We were
I remember, like,
savages.
if you didn't like someone, you'd go on 6 out of 10. And a 6 out of 10 was basically like a 1 out of 10.
Very that. And then there was the like for the like for
Oh my
likes.
God.
There was
Like and I like my favorite photo of you.
yeah, comment a number. And then
Yes.
send me a private
Yes.
message with the number and a question, and I'll
Yeah.
answer it on main. Honestly,
Yeah.
that shit was wild.
It was wild.
Okay, I didn't have Facebook.
Oh my God. Like, and I will say who you should, who I ship you with in the comments. Or I'll tag the person you should be with in the comments. And I remember
That's so
I would
fucking
like them and then
funny.
they like wouldn't do me. And I'm like, I'm unlovable.
Okay, no, I didn't get Facebook until my first year of university.
Oh,
so I never
bless.
did any of that.
It's for the
That's-
best. It's for the best.
I'm-
It shaped
Relatable.
so much of my personality, just being cringe.
Oh, thank God. No wonder I'm so much better than you.
Tea.
But I mean, were you on Vine?
Yes.
Okay, that's damaging enough.
I didn't have an account, but like
No,
I would
she
see
was
them
more
probably on Tumblr.
in
Actually.
first year of university. I had to show her vines all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Like there's that
That's
one
true.
vine in the Halloween store where the
Oh my God, that's the best one.
Maddie and I had
one
a
of the best
full-
ones.
Maddie and I had a full mental breakdown.
Oh my God.
A full hour we were laughing. We both had like crying, red faces,
Oh my
headaches.
God. That one's so
Everyone
good.
thought we were high.
That one's so good.
Could not stop laughing.
Such
But no,
good vine.
you know what I was
Wait,
thinking
I
the
have
other
to watch
day
that immediately.
is so many like 2007 to 2011 internet videos, like viral internet videos, pre Try Hard,
100%.
shaped me so fucking much.
100%.
Okay, wait, okay. You guys, oh, sorry, I'm so excited. Best moment of all time is the Grape Lady Falls.
The what?
Grape Lady Falls. You know, whether it's like a news broadcast from like 2000. And they cut away to this girl who's talking about this staycation at a winery, and you can stomp grapes.
Oh my God. Oh, actually, I think I do know the one you're
And
talking
then
about.
she's stomping grapes, and she tries to be all slick and run,
I've seen that.
and she falls off the platform.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Wait, I need to just play the audio.
It's a good
It's my favorite.
At first, I didn't know, but then as soon as you got into like, she was like on the platform because yeah.
No, it was like 2009 or something that it came out.
Classic.
So there was like all these remixes of like
Oh, classic.
the noises she makes are ingrained in my brain on such a like.
I need to watch.
Okay.
These buckets are filled with grapes. What kind of grape? These are filled with Chamberson grapes, and the winner.
I've definitely never
Saturday
seen this.
is music, eating international foods, having wine tours and tastings, vineyard tours, seminars, arts and crafts. It's a lot of fun, a whole day. Stop. Oh, stop.
I can't breathe.
It's my dog after she eats too quick.
No, I think she is.
Yeah, she's hurt. She took a hard fall off there.
Okay.
Gosh, I hope she's okay.
Okay. We're going to make sure she is.
Try and check on her and get back to you as soon as we can.
We'll be back right after this.
It's not that funny.
It's the nostalgia as well. I feel like.
That's the best video of all time ever.
It just sounds so much like my dog, like after eating something. I just can't.
Oh god, that's so funny. I'm mostly laughing at you.
That's my favorite video of all time.
So good.
Wow.
That and the Sonic the Hedgehog kid.
What?
Well, there's a kid on YouTube back then who had like a Sonic the Hedgehog fan YouTube account, and he would do rants on like Sonic stuff.
Right.
What, you weren't part of the Sonic fandom, Maddie?
Oh god. So many things I wasn't a part of.
He has a meltdown. When will you learn that your actions have consequences? No.
But I feel like that was a pretty good like representation of what happened.
Just like while you're finding the video, something that like drives me nuts is when like the thing is I'm technically a Gen Z, but obviously like I'm more of a cusp. I'm literally like 7 days out of being a millennial. So like obviously we grew up with a lot of the millennial things. Something that drives me nuts is when like some Gen Z kids will be like, oh my god, like 2012 humor is so cringe. And that's all we had. And also that humor is what your humor now is built on top of.
We walked so they could run.
Exactly. It's like, where do you think half of the memes from TikTok, like they started on Vine? That genre, that style, like 2012 humor, it was so ahead of, like it was advanced for that time.
It
you know,
was.
and they're like, oh, it's so cringy, and like it's like, okay, memes only came out in like fucking you know, the 2000s. I think technically if they go back, they're like, oh, the word
It wasn't
meme
memes back then, it was viral.
Literally. And also I remember like meme page, like when I was in high school, meme pages started popping up of like certain things, like Sunshine Coast memes.
Yeah.
Because I lived on the Sunshine Coast.
I thought it was in the same group. I literally just unliked it.
And it was on the news, and because it was that big. It was crazy.
It was that
And
big,
then there was
and
like
everyone
my
was, like,
high
so
school,
offended.
they did one for my high school, like high school name memes.
And it would always get shut down.
Yes. And they like talk about it at school assembly, like whoever has been starting things on Facebook, if we find out who you are, and we will,
Iconic.
you will be suspended.
Same with Rate My Teacher.
Yeah.
My god, I thought you said rape my teacher. I
No,
was like,
Rate My Teacher. There was this one teacher I hated. I won't say her name. I'm very tempted to. Anyway, she was the most evil thing in existence. And I remember there was one.
Wait, that TikTok sound? No, say it. say the name. Say the name.
There was one Rate My Teacher review of hers from like 5 years before I even came to the school. And it was like, this lady's literally a toad. One time I threw salt on her and she disintegrated. It was so fucking stupid.
iconic.
No, I'm okay. Yeah. So you never saw stuff like the Harry Potter and the Mysterious Ticking Noise?
No.
Is that the like Snape?
Snape.
Severus
Snape.
Snape.
Dumbledore.
I never saw it, but I do remember my friends seeing it. So
Charlie Bit Me Finger.
I think
Unicorn Mountain.
I think I remember friends talking about that too. I have no idea what Unicorn Mountain is.
What about David After Dentist?
David After Dentist.
David After Dentist. That was a classic.
Shoes.
Yes.
Oh my god, shoes.
I do remember that.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I was introduced to that.
That banger still slaps.
I am a cultural black hole. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Show me the video. Have you found it?
Yeah. I think.
Okay, that is it. This is the you guys are the ones who ruined Sonic for everyone. I'm tired of all you freaks. You freaking freaks. So freaking mad. Is a nightmare. I'm fantasizers
wonder if this kid's like in his mid-20s now.
Yeah.
Fantasies can't ever be quenched, can they? You learn that your actions have consequences.
Oh my god.
You guys, and it's still suffering.
He's so right there.
Okay, but do we all have a cousin like that? Yeah.
Wow.
We would go around school screaming, "Your fantasies can't ever be quenched,
Okay.
can they?"
What about I think we talked about this in the last podcast, but the disgusting?
Disgusting.
Oh,
That
Yeah.
was a classic.
One of y'all
That was
left
a
a shut in
classic.
the toilet.
Classic.
Oh god.
Okay,
Love
another
it.
really. This one's a little bit niche, or it wasn't niche. It had obviously millions and millions of views, but I don't know. So there was this guy, and he I can't even remember the context, but like it's like he has a freak out, like, and it was his brother who like put the camera in his room, and I think like his mum deleted his Minecraft world or his like
iconic.
one of his games, like his world got deleted or the memory got deleted, and he like goes into his room and he is just freaking out. He's like, it's like this whole video of him just fucking losing it. He's like punching his bed and
Oh
he's
my
like
God.
losing his shit. And then he's got like a remote, and like after like 2 minutes, and it was probably filmed in the 2000s, and there's like a remote sitting on the edge of this bed, and he's just so angry, and he picks up the remote and he just like shoves it, like not shoves it up his ass, but he like holds it to his ass, and then he like slaps the remote down, and it's so funny. It's so
Iconic.
funny. I will send it to you guys afterwards.
Okay, good.
And also, I really hope like some of your listeners have seen this video and know what I'm talking about, so they don't think I'm on crack, because it was fucking hilarious.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah,
Wow. Oh my god, that is a lot to take in.
it's so funny.
These all shaped my personality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's so funny.
You're right. Like it did shape all of our sense of humor, and it is like the pipeline to what we find funny today.
Yeah, and you
with
can
it.
tell like the internet humor people
Yeah.
from, you know, other types of humor. So it's like, I genuinely find internet humor so funny.
Yeah.
And then you'll get these like dudes that are like, oh no, like I don't have TikTok. Like,
Yeah.
I just prefer jokes about racism and misogyny.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my humor. I have dark
'Cause it's
humor.
edgy.
Yeah, it's like, oh, everyone's such a snowflake these days. Like, you can't make any jokes. It's like, no, there is a whole
Yeah.
culture of like there is hilarious jokes on this
Yeah.
app, but you think that because you can't make jokes about like women and like
Yeah.
all of those sorts of things that like, oh no, you're all snowflakes. Like,
Yeah. God.
ridiculous.
Literally, when we had Liz on the other day, she was talking about the video that she posted that went kind of viral, and it was she duetted with a video of these guys who were all sitting around mimicking ladies having like young girls having lunch, and them like posting on their Instagram stories
Yeah.
or whatever. And her duet was being like, because I don't think women should ever have a good time. I
Yeah.
hate women, or something like that. And the amount of people she was saying that like men who commented on the video being like, oh my god, it was just a joke, why do you have to be so
Oh my
sensitive? I know.
gosh.
It's like,
It's like
that's
point to
not
where I
it.
was crying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
It's like, well, like, am I not allowed to make commentary on your joke then? Like,
Yeah.
if your joke is so funny, can I not
Yeah.
have some commentary about
Yeah.
it? Like,
Yeah.
And she was so right. She was like, because like if you drill down into the original video, like the whole basis of the joke
Yeah.
is thinking that
Women suck.
what
and
women
everything they do is cringy
Yeah,
and
exactly.
embarrassing and
Yeah.
like, oh, you want to go out and like have fun with your friends and, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
do something that brings you joy.
Yeah.
And you're not hurting anyone.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
oh, how cringeworthy.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
seriously?
Yeah. Oof. Okay, we are an hour 42, so we gotta
Okay.
Nicholas, no more topics. We gotta wrap this shit up.
We'll do it at another episode one day.
Okay, you can have one more topic, so pick the best one.
Do either of you watch Sex in the City?
No.
Yes, but I haven't seen.
Okay,
the-
then I can't talk about
okay.
that.
But I think I know what you're talking about. I got spoiled and crazy.
Okay, spoilers for And Just Like That. Is it the death? Okay, one of the main characters, Mr. Big, dies. Basically, he has a exercise bike called a Peloton,
Right.
and he exercises and then has a heart attack because of the exercise.
Iconic.
Legit, the real life stocks plummeted
Yeah.
for Peloton
That's so fucking
because
funny.
this fictional character
And
died after exercising on mud.
Apparently,
God.
Peloton knew, and this is how I got spoiled because I was reading an article about it. The company gave them the green light to feature them in the show,
Product placement.
but they didn't know that the
would
character
kill
was going to
somebody.
die. So like they were like, yeah, you can put our product in your show, and then obviously that's happened, and it's like, oh my god.
It's pretty iconic.
Whack. I mean, see, I constantly get really surprised at how stupid people are. So,
Like the Corona thing.
Yeah.
And the Corona beer.
yeah,
Crazy.
exactly. So it's like, for me, the connection of people selling their shares in Peloton just because a fictional character died is like, even if I, the company, had known that the character was going to die, I would have been like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, put it in there. It's
Yeah,
funny.
who
Like,
cares?
I mean, it's not funny, but you know what I mean? Like, with
Yeah.
the context of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That was wild. Anyway,
And just like
and
that.
just like that.
And just like that, you've blown your one topic. That's it.
That's okay. Now it's time for our What the Fuck of the Weeks.
Yes. Okay.
I hope you have one.
I did have one in the car on the way here, and now I've forgotten it. So
That's
fair.
okay. By
We'll
the
do
time we've done
last,
ours,
so,
yeah,
you'll be good.
I was like, I went out of my way to think of one in the car, and now I'm like,
I love it. Okay, my What the Fuck of the Week. My What the Fuck of the Week this week
Okay.
is how difficult it is to like actually recite an entire song, like all the lyrics in their entirety
oh my
for
god,
just one
so
song.
true. So
Like-
true. I don't think I know a single song. Front
Trying
to
to like logically and realistically think of a song that I can say every lyric to in order without fucking up a single word. I think 2
yeah,
in my entire A Piece of Me by Britney Spears
Iconic.
classic,
and All Star by Smash Mouth.
classic.
That's so fucking funny.
And I
Two
think they're
amazing
the only two.
choices.
And I'm like,
Really?
so that my question to you guys is, are there any that you can think of that you actually realistically think you could say every single word to?
Yes.
Probably like the High School Musical soundtrack.
Love that for
That's
you.
fair. See, I still think I would fuck up a word or two.
I wouldn't.
Except maybe in like, huma huma nuka nuka apua.
Oh yeah.
Obviously.
Okay, you seem to think that I'm weak. What, name a single song you can do it for?
Bro, I could probably do it for All Too Well 10-minute Taylor version. Okay, we've got 10 minutes.
I said realistically.
Yeah, no, like, okay. I would put my chance of doing it pretty high.
No, but there are two types of people. There are people that can like memorize song lyrics instantly, and then there are people like us who like I can listen to a chorus 16 million times, and I will eventually learn the chorus. Don't get me wrong, but like I have to listen to a song so many times, and then I have a friend. She'll listen to a song once, and by the fucking last chorus, she's singing along to it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
same.
bitch, what? And my boyfriend's like that as well. Like, I'm like, oh babe, have you heard this song? Let me put this song on for you. He's acting like he's known it by like the second chorus.
Yeah.
He's singing along to
See,
it.
I am like that.
See, I'm
but
not.
I don't know. Like, I'll fuck up a word or two at minimum.
Yeah.
In every song I think realistically speaking, knowing every word to a song without making a single fuck up is like insanely difficult.
I think that's generally difficult, but I also think that's just because of like the pressure that you put on yourself. Like I feel like if you were just doing it, singing in the shower, you'd easily do it.
You still haven't
Yeah.
named one.
I just did. All
I
too
would just
well.
end up singing
And
the same.
I said realistically, and you said well.
Well, no, I think I could. Okay, basically every soundtrack for every Disney movie ever. I'm that with you. High School Musical, Moana, The Little Mermaid. Oh my
Actually, I
god,
could probably do Fabulous from High School Musical too.
iconic.
Yeah, I reckon I could too.
You missed the entire first verse.
Out with the old,
In
with the new.
I could probably do Untouched by the Erotica.
Oh yeah, I probably used to be able to, but
Yeah.
I don't think I could anymore. Oh
Fair.
my god, do you remember the McDonald's toys that would like play the songs?
No,
So
Yeah.
good.
Actually, I could probably do Sugar Honey Iced Tea by Princess Nokia.
that's so
Classic.
I could probably do most Fergie songs.
See, your repertoire's expanding second by second.
I think by 2 songs.
You just
Three.
said most Fergie songs.
Yeah, that's hyperbole. I could probably do You Already Know. No, I couldn't even do all that.
MILF Money,
Most of Milk Money. Fergalicious.
Fergalicious,
Glamorous.
Yes, but not perfectly.
Yeah.
Not flawlessly.
Bleeding Love.
Bleeding Love I could probably do. I could probably do... No, I see. I still fuck up a word or two in Bleeding Love. Even though it's my favourite song of all time. I could probably do
love that
Flawless
song.
Remix.
Me too.
Whack.
I love that song.
Do I censor music career for us?
Yes, I love that song.
The way
Yeah,
you
it's
two
one of my
just
favourite
looked at each
songs.
other, and
Oh
I
my
was like, "Oh, are we about to break out into
No,
songs?"
because like there's just so many niche things that
Yeah.
you will say, and I just think that like it's just things that I think are super super niche, and then you'll just say it, and I'm like, I feel seen.
They're like
I found someone like me.
Yeah, well, I say it's niche, but it's like flawless. Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, like so niche.
Flawless Remix is one of my top 5 songs.
Same,
Iconic.
same,
Iconic.
same, and like
You too.
Onika.
Looking Trinidadian in.
Wow.
So good.
I don't know
That's
how
so
problematic it is to be like Japanese and Indian.
Probably fairly.
Got you making.
Do you remember when Nicki Minaj was saying all that stuff? I don't know if it was last year or I think it must have been this year.
Her cousin's testicles.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. About how like her cousin became infertile from the coronavirus or something like that.
Oh my god, I was so
Literally.
disappointed. Come on, Nikki.
truly.
She recovered from it. She got the vaccine so she could host the Real Housewives of
God.
Potomac reunion.
Well,
Thank
I
God.
see. I have a friend who lives in Trinidad, and she was messaging me when it happened, and she was like, "Literally, our health minister had to put out like a
statement
public announcement, being
Saying
like,
it will not make your
it's-
balls expand.
It's safe to get it." Yeah, I was
oh my
like,
god. And that's the thing. It's like, you know, when everyone always is like, oh, cancel culture goes too far. And, you know, I do understand certain scenarios. But the thing is that celebrities' words make a
Yeah,
difference.
they
Like
do.
a whole country or, you know, and it's not just
Yeah.
that. There's other situations where what a celebrity says can have such an impact on a community that it's like, yeah, they do need to be held accountable for shit. Like,
Yeah, they do.
they can't just go around saying, like, whatever the hell they want.
"Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true."
You know?
Whack.
Tea. Yeah. No, I agree. And it's like cancel culture doesn't actually last more than like 2 months max.
Literally. Literally.
It's not like cancelled forever. It's like pause the subscription.
Yeah.
We talk about this like every week on the pod. We're like,
It's
"Oh,
just
this
so
person was
annoying.
cancelled, but sadly, it will have no effect."
Yeah, literally.
Right, because conservatives make like 90% of their platform is cancel culture sucks.
Yeah.
It ruins lives. And it's like it ruins lives for like 2 weeks.
yeah,
Yeah.
Calm down.
And the thing is, I find that the people who actually are more likely to stay cancelled for longer are younger people who
Yeah.
are more socially aware and usually
Yeah.
tend to do the right thing more often than not.
Yeah.
But the people who are held to less of a standard are like middle-aged, really, really famous people that have been in the industry for so long. All
Yeah.
of this shit comes out about how disgusting they are.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, but it was a different time. And it's like, yeah, but you just cancelled a YouTuber that was 12 when they said something. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
A
Like,
tweet from 2012
literally,
about like,
literally.
vaguely problematic, like about abortion or something.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
they've already made amends for.
Yeah,
in
and
some
they've
way
like
or
done so
another.
much work about
Yeah.
racism awareness and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. I mean, I don't know.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
Anyway,
On a
so
lighter
knowing
topic-
every word to every song, difficult.
that I agree.
It is difficult.
I agree.
Really made sense, that tangent.
Yeah. Okay, on a lighter note, my what the fuck of the week, I've had this for like 2 weeks, ready to use it, is, you know when you're going through a McDonald's drive-thru and on the windows is like rubbish, like on the ledges, rubbish, but from McDonald's. It's like, how? Because you haven't gotten your food yet. What's happened here? Why did you put, how?
I kind of understand what you mean.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's that common.
Oh my God, I see it all the time. Although I do feel like they go to like a concerted effort to obviously get rid of it as often as they can.
They go around and come straight back through.
I used to
me.
no, that's what they do. I used to work at Hungry Jack's, and that's what people would do. So they would come through the drive-through, and then they would just come through drive-through again. And obviously, while they were during their second round through the drive-through, they'd finish their food and just like chuck it out the windows because people are disgusting.
Oh my God.
Whack. See, that's in my head. I was like, surely that can't be the answer, but why do they have McDonald's rubbish already in their car? That's disturbing to know that that's
Or it
actually
could
what
be
happens.
that as well. Like, you know, they could, like, if they go every day or once a
Yeah.
week, they could have their rubbish from last time and be like, oh, well,
Yeah.
while I'm here, like, chuck it
Because
out.
that makes
put it on the
total
windowsill.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
People are disgusting.
They are. Gross.
Yeah.
Well, that's my what the fuck is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whack.
I did remember mine.
Okay, yay.
So I had my work Christmas party on Friday.
Oh, it was on the Gold Coast or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's sick.
It was really nice. It was so good. And so I went out for the first time in like 2.5 years. I have not been
Wow.
out since the pandemic.
Big.
And I'm just like, I'm an old lady at heart. Like, I don't like going out. Like, I'm so,
Yeah.
like, I'm such a homebody. I would just prefer to be at home. And obviously, like, me and my boyfriend have been together for 5 years. So I'm not out.
Wow.
You know, I'm not out, like,
Mingling.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And nothing against people who do go out and have fun, because it is fun. And that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, I went out. It was so much fun. I was having a good dance. I was having a boogie. I forgot how fucking predatory some men on the dance floor are. It's disgusting. I was like, what the fuck? I forgot.
And they're really disturbed. The last time I went out, and it's also been a very long time, I really distinctly, I think it was we were fairly early in the night. I was with you, and I think Olivia
I
when we
know
went to
exactly
the
what
wrestling
you're
thing.
talking about, yeah.
And the guys who are also the ones who make you really uncomfortable, who are dancing too close, are always, like, often really old.
Yep.
It's like,
Yep.
what are you doing
Yeah.
here? What do
What
you
do
think
you
is going to
think this
happen?
is?
Literally.
Yeah.
And that's the exact situation because
Yeah.
it wasn't even really a club. I would say it was like a bar that kind of popped off a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was in the casino. So it was
Right.
definitely an older demographic.
Yeah.
And they just were relentless. It was
Yeah.
like,
Gross.
and I'm just like, are you not embarrassed?
Yeah.
Like, is this not embarrassing for you?
Yeah.
It's so obvious that like, and not just me, like I saw it happening to other women on the
Yeah.
dance floor as well.
Yeah.
And I just forgot. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, I could not imagine myself approaching a man on the dance floor, going to dance with him, and him very clearly like turning his back to
Giving
me,
you a side
Yeah.
eye,
or
like,
giving
evil
you a side,
eye, yeah.
and then still, I would be so
Yeah.
humiliated. I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, message received. I'm
Yeah.
backing away, but they keep going,
They
and
do. They
and
don't,
they,
yeah.
oh my god,
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's really,
It was
it's so uncomfortable.
Yes, I so clearly remember the exact moment you're talking about. And literally all three of us would stop and give them a death stare.
literally,
Yeah.
And they would still not get the
and then,
message.
and then
Yeah.
they might smile
like,
and
well-
like
Yeah.
come closer. It's like what?
Yeah, this was very clearly a no.
Literally.
The audacity of my gender is
Truly.
disgusting.
Truly. It's, oh, God. I can't believe we went through the rubbish in McDonald's drive-thrus to the predatory nature of men.
It's a
Love
natural
it.
progression.
Truly. Pipeline.
It was just, I don't know if that was a bit of a serious one.
No,
for
I
what the-
love it.
But it was just fresh on my mind because it happened on Friday. And I
No,
was
that's
like,
Yeah. No, that's a
I
perfect.
just-
Good what the fuck of the week.
like,
It's a real
obviously,
what the fuck of the week.
when you are 24 and you're thinking back on when you were 18 and you're going out,
Yeah.
you're thinking of all the good times. Like, I was dancing and I was drunk and I was on the ground in the kebab shop and, like, you know, just fun
Yes.
things. And so you kind of, what's the word? You, like, make it seem way better
Yeah.
than it is. Or, like,
Yeah.
you remember it being so, like, wholesome fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you do it again and you're like, oh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
So,
All of
Yeah.
all of the magic war has worn off.
and it just makes me think, like, at age 24, I obviously, like, I'm not putting up with shit. Like,
Yeah.
don't fucking come near me. Like, I
Yeah.
will. I ain't afraid. But it just makes me feel so sorry for, like, 18-year-olds who maybe
Yeah.
aren't as confident and feel as though this behavior is normal. And because
Yeah.
you know, there were certainly things that I would let slide back when I was 18.
Yeah.
That there was no freaking way 24-year-old me would even entertain that for a
Yeah.
moment. So, crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's very true. It's like, because there's two sides of it. There's like the women who don't really feel comfortable saying stuff,
Yeah.
like telling them to stop.
Yeah.
But they won't, like, but then it just kind of ends
Yeah.
there. And then there's the other women who feel like get really pressured into it, and then even the ones who
Yeah.
might end up going home with them, it's like,
Yeah.
this is just like all around extremely uncomfortable and not nice.
I know.
Yeah.
And I really am becoming one of those people that the older I get, the younger 18 feels to me. I'm like, no, they're
Yeah.
babies. They're
Yeah.
babies. Like, oh my God. But when I was 18, obviously I thought I knew everything. I
Yeah.
was so smart. I was, you know, but now I'm like, 18-year-olds are babies. Like,
Truly.
oh,
Truly.
crazy.
Yeah.
In the words of Taylor Swift, how can someone who knows everything at 18 know nothing at 22?
Yeah. Great,
Whack.
great T Swift quote.
Love that queen.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
It's time to wrap up.
Yeah. Okay. What do we do now?
I say, Jordan,
Yes.
what are your socials?
All right.
Oh my gosh. So you can follow me on Instagram or TikTok at JordanKCreative.
What does the K stand for?
It's my middle name. It's Kate.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, and like when I first started my account, I was like really like, oh, I don't want anyone from my personal account to find this. So I was like, I'll go by Jordan K. I mean, obviously everyone found it straight away anyway.
I love that.
But yeah, I was like, oh, you know, separating like Jordan Dron from Jordan K. And like it was just
Love
like
it.
my like going out on my own
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So yeah, no one calls me Jordan K, but it's in my thing now. So Jordan K Creative, and if you want to listen to my podcast, it's the Mess to Success podcast.
The Instagram handle is Mess to Success, right?
Yeah, Mess to Success podcast, because some bitch had taken Mess to Success. So I had to put the podcast on the end. Now it's really freaking long. Yeah.
All the links will be down below.
Yes.
There'll be a lot of links to stuff we talked about too. So,
Yeah. Yep.
Mads, what are yours?
Lady Alice 101, Instagram, TikTok,
Twitter,
and
YouTube.
Thank you.
Or
Harness Creation.
at Harness Creation.
TikTok, Instagram.
Technically
Yes.
Facebook.
Technically Facebook. Technically there's also a website.
That's it. And if you want to follow the pod, you can at WTFAH Podcast on Instagram and Twitter.
You guys have Twitter?
We don't use it.
Okay.
I haven't used it in
It's
6
there,
months.
but-
Technically it exists.
Brand exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to watch the pod, I guess you can. I hate plugging the YouTube because it's such a flop compared to like audio, whatever. And if you want to follow me, you can at NIC_sushi on
TikTok.
Twitter and TikTok.
Whack. His TikTok goes off.
I
It
haven't posted
does.
anything in like 3 months.
Your
Excuse
TikTok
me.
about was it your Sharpay TikTok?
Yeah.
Like it came up on my For You page and it already had so many views. And I was like, okay, I was watching it and then I saw your face and I was like, oh my God, I know him. Yes. Like, you know when it just comes up on your For You page and you don't even,
I've now peaked, so I'm like, I have to come up with a sequel that's like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, peak TikTok for me is getting like 19 likes.
Yeah.
So.
See, that's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, Jordan, for coming on the pod.
Yes,
Thank you
we
for
really
having
appreciate it.
me.
Oh my God, we're so excited.
I'm so glad that we were able to actually follow up and have you back.
Yes.
Love it.
Oh my God.
Because
It
I feel
was-
like so much of the time everyone's always like, you're welcome anytime, come back anytime. And it's like, no, nothing ever happens.
Yeah. I'm very happy that like when you messaged me, you gave a timeline that was like, are you like, I know it's short notice, but are you free this weekend?
Yeah.
Because that's like the best way to get me to do something.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, yes, I am. Let's do it. This is confirmed. Whereas if you plan something like too far in advance, it's like by the time it gets to it, I'm like, no, I'm dreading it. I don't,
Yeah.
Not that I would dread this, but you
No,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it
no,
makes
no,
sense.
no.
It just worked
Yeah.
out so well.
Yeah, I'm terrible with things made in advance as well because I forget it's on and then I
Yes.
double book and then it's like, now I have to prioritize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oof. All right. Thank you so much for coming. Under 2 hours.
And
Oh,
thank
wait.
you.
Thank you
everyone,
for listening to
to
What the Fuck is Happening, the podcast. Okay, bye.